There we go.
And we are live and in color.
Again. Look who's sitting here with us. Johnny Ganache from Pint Comics.
What's going on? My dogs are going nuts, so I was muted there for a second.
That's all right. So what's happening?
To have you aboard.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, I just figured I'd stop in and see what was going on.
Oh, just more controversy in the comic book world, you know. You see this thing?
Yeah, we were just discussing Mr. King.
I just saw that. Like, I just read it right before I hopped on.
Yeah, like, here, let me do this. Yeah, this is a low blow. I mean, you know, he didn't present any history of any hate from Jay Lee. He just accused him of it and asked DC to do something about it. And what did DC
do? Dick move.
This happened I think this happened right within the hour. Let me see, because DC tweeted the cover. This is an alternate cover he did for Rorschach #1. They tweeted, lift dumbbells, get strong. And then he responded. And at 1:07 p.m., I'm guessing that's Eastern time. Unless he lives in California, then it would be 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it was pretty recent. Like, you texted me earlier in the day with it, so
I did. No, I only saw it like an hour ago. Maybe an hour and a half ago.
That's still earlier in the day.
Right. Yeah, let me go back to the Twitter. Bang. So you can see
like, Jay Lee issued a response.
No, he's not on social media. So, but there's a lot of mouthpieces. It's right now. It looks like it's 4 to everyone defending Jay Lee, and then you've got some people on here who are just clapping for the SJW thing. So, just not cool. I mean, there's just no evidence here. Like, you're going to cost this guy his career. Whoa. Somebody's speaking back.
My camera.
Yeah, crazy. I think that was kind of the biggest news. This has been such a slow. I thought there'd be more info today, but
well, the big news about the Star Trek panel cutting themselves off for copyright violations.
Did you see that? That is too funny. Hey, there's Jude.
I was getting pizza. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I haven't left the house all day. Right? I didn't leave the house all day. Decided to leave the house. Thought I'd get my pizza, be back in time. I don't know what it is, but everybody's out tonight.
It's Friday.
I know, but I never go out, so.
I hear you.
I was MFing every person in front of me, like, ah!
So apparently the CBS Star Trek panel yesterday got interrupted by CBS themselves.
Yes, they did. Apparently they were using copywritten material, and CBS wasn't happy about that. So CBS decided to block CBS for a good 20 minutes.
But of course, these panels are totally pre-recorded. So when they restored it, there was nothing. Picked up right where it was. So I think part of that's kind of lame that they're pre-recording and editing these things. There's no spontaneity to it, and they're able to control what goes on. Do you see this thing here? The Batman's going to continue filming in the studio to finish the movie.
I guess it's going to have to, because everybody's closed down.
Right.
Yeah.
What does it say about let's see.
It's just
figure it out. Just get it out. Just make the movie. Figure it out. It's Batman, so it doesn't have to have a lot of real world, set pieces. You could do that in a studio.
Well, I'm wondering too. Yeah, well, I'm wondering if they would do the Mandalorian kind of thing and bring in those big LED screens and create a virtual world, a virtual environment. Because if they already started shooting on location and they got to try to match it now, that could be problematic.
Yeah.
But that was pretty interesting. I don't know about this bat suit though. Look at that thing.
Oh, is that the new Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it's motorcycle armor.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned about the fact that the bat logo looks like it's made out of a gun. If you've looked at it, and I wonder if they're trying to build that into the mythos, like he takes the gun his parents were killed with and makes it into, that's what I'm thinking.
Forges part of his costume with it. Ew. Yeah.
Yeah, that I think I read something somewhere that they were going to follow that line of thinking.
Brother, do you have headphones?
No, I don't. Fortunately,
right.
I have a big bulky one. Maybe I could use, but I don't have headphones like you have.
No, I know. Just the headphones would cancel out the,
or even an earpiece, anything like that.
You would cancel out the feedback.
Even phone from your phone.
Yeah, if you have a phone or anything.
Hi,
John. How are you doing?
What's going on, man?
What's going on? It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you. I heard you say you went out to get pizza, and I listen to your show all the time, and I know it's based in a pizza restaurant. But even when you guys were like locked down during COVID, you were like waiting on pizzas to be delivered. Do you guys eat anything but pizza?
We do. And in one of the podcasts, I'm eating a chicken parm. And then the last podcast we did, Keith didn't announce this, but he was eating a roast beef sandwich.
Okay, so a roast beef sandwich is okay. Chicken parm is like same genus and species as pizza. They're essentially like, it's like cousins.
And bread and meat
and cheese. It's cousins. So like it's almost like your show should be called Italian Food or Bust.
I am half Italian, and so is my brother. So I guess we can get away with it.
Yeah. Hey, it works.
There you go.
Hey, and I'm from East Haven, so hey,
Staven.
Yeah, pizza pie, pizza.
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
Yo.
Pizza pie.
There you hear him.
Is that better?
Yeah, much. The noise is all gone now.
Okay.
So how about
I have my audio headphones.
You probably can hear us better too, right?
Yeah, I can hear you much better.
So Dynamite canceled like everything.
They did.
They canceled all their panels. I guess they had like 3 of them.
So what happened? I heard this Marvel thing. I kind of overheard it. You guys already talked about it?
The Tom King thing?
Yeah, the thing you were talking before in text.
Tom King accused Jay Lee of being part of a hate group with no evidence whatsoever, and asked DC to cancel him.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
unreal.
So, and this is the same week that they did this to Dynamite. So
now we're getting politics into comic books, right?
Well, they've been creeping in lately,
Yeah, it's been there for a while.
Yeah, been there for a while. Yeah. It's just it's sad to see cancel culture permeate so deeply into comics as it has into other portions of pop culture.
Yeah, I don't get it. And where it gets to a point where they're afraid to go talk about James Bond online. This makes me sad.
Why? Because he
represents.
He fits a certain profile of a certain type of person.
Well, James Bond is a character that, if you really want to get into the mentality of cancel culture, he is primed. I'm surprised nobody has really rallied against him at this point. This is a womanizing, murdering, pretty much kind of almost a sociopath who uses and abuses the chain of power. And he's been doing the same thing since 1961 or whatever, when it was a little bit more, I guess, acceptable. And I'm really surprised that we haven't really gotten any real big anti-James Bond things.
Yeah, I think they're waiting to see what happens with that new movie, because
Yeah,
rumor.
they brought in a British writer to basically punch up the comedy and to kind of take a pass at it. So I guess she played the I'll look her up in a second, but she played the
Fleabag, the one who played the droid in Solo.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge, I think her name.
That's her.
Right.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Is
Yep.
Daniel Craig
Brought her
returning?
in. This is his last one.
I don't think
Yeah,
he's going to be in it very long either. I think because he tried to get out of it after the fourth movie, and they lured him back. And I think they lured him back by telling him like 20 minutes and you're dead or something like that.
I don't think it'll be that way. I have a feeling it's going to be the other way. I think it's going to start with the African American woman as the new 007.
Yep.
And he's going to come back probably for like the second and third part of the movie. I think they'll do it. I think they'll do it reverse, where he'll be on less of it, but not in the beginning.
Right, that's what I thought too. And then they'll kill him in the third act, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And apparently he's going to have a daughter too. So,
well, we'll never know. That movie will never fucking come out. Pardon my French.
yeah, right. Yeah, I know. I know.
We're working all that into our show. The swears.
Oh, okay. We've worked it well into our show. So
I know. I heard.
All right.
I listened.
Well, I mean, geez, yesterday I just went off on Star Trek.
Yeah.
So I must have dropped it.
Well, there goes any connections to CBS we might never get in the future.
So, I thought this was interesting because, when you start connecting dots to rumors and whatnot, all these rumors that Kathleen Kennedy might be gone and Lucas might be coming back and they might be taking the sequel trilogy and retconning it into the Legends thing. They talked about this Darth Vader comic today and how it's going to tie into the Rise of Skywalker. Do you see this?
Is this the one where they showed the poster with him battling Ahsoka? Ahsoka's from Rebels from the TV show. Is that's not the one you're talking about? Right?
According to this, it's going to take place between Empire and Jedi.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to start laying the groundwork, I think, for exactly what these rumors kind of have been describing.
That's what they've done with all of the Marvel Star Wars comics since they came back in 15, is that all of the series take place between or before something, and it's all fills in. Right. So the first one that Jason Aaron wrote was right after New Hope. The new one that's being written now is right after Empire. The Darth Vader ones are popping in and out of all over time periods. So they're already doing that. And, it's great for the comic readers to get that kind of comedy and that kind of richness, but it really doesn't matter because 90% of the people don't read the comics. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. You could build Kylo Ren up to be the greatest character on Earth in the comics, but if you didn't see it on the screen, who cares?
I agree there.
Yeah, and I don't plan on doing homework to watch a movie.
Yeah.
But that's why this is a 5-issue series here, and it says once the story wraps in issue 5, the next story will reveal how this series ties to episode 9.
That's
I don't know.
Interesting.
It's kind of strange. Because we're hearing that they want to figure out a way to move that sequel trilogy into that alternate timeline. So, yeah,
I'm kind of curious as to how they're going to do it. I don't know if they would go so far as to make an entire movie based on the idea. Well, then again, they did do Rogue One, which was an entire movie to get rid of a plot hole.
That's true.
Yeah. So if they're gonna do the whole Veil of the Force thing in a book or series of comics or video game or something, I can't see them doing an entire movie just to tell the public, yeah, we're not listening to these anymore.
Right.
Just end it. Just you've got the property, you've got the characters, you've got the ability to make new characters. Just move forward with the Star Wars name, make single offshoot movies, make new trilogies, abandon the Skywalker stuff. It's over. You've buried it. You've destroyed it. It's too much. It's 45 years old. Just move on. It's time.
Keith and I were talking about that the other day. I was just saying it's just nice now that we can actually watch something of Star Wars without a lightsaber battle, and that's why I think I love The Mandalorian so freaking much, is because it has nothing to do with all that Jedi, the mythos, and it's just nitty gritty. After obviously the Empire is gone, and now it's like a Clint Eastwood sort of Western.
That's why I like Solo. Everybody hated Solo. It was different.
Yeah, Solo's not that bad.
No,
I just didn't like the casting in Solo. I thought I didn't like the guy who played Han Solo, but
I liked him. I thought the droid we talked about before was terrible. There were certain things that were not good, but Woody Harrelson was great. And it was just a fun action adventure movie. And when was the last time a movie that had that bad of a production history actually came out pretty enjoyable? Like that should have been the worst thing ever, with 2 directors making it for 80%, Ron Howard taking over, reshooting. That thing should have been unwatchable, and it wasn't unwatchable. It was decent.
I was surprised. I went to see it, with my AMC movie pass for free, and I thought it was awesome. Really did. It was just fun, like you said. I didn't look too deep into it. In fact, I went into it expecting the train wreck that we thought it would be, and it was just enjoyable. It was just a fun caper movie.
Yeah, I agree.
And I really enjoyed Donald Glover, who apparently is getting another run at this. So,
he was a good. Solo was not bad by any means. I thought it was good. What's that, brother?
No, he played a very good Lando. He definitely had the charisma needed for that character.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me that you found footage of Billy D as a 20-something, I'd believe it.
Yeah,
really sold it. So, you see, more movies are delayed.
Oh yeah,
Top Gun. Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about that. They actually had a trailer already for that they released a couple last year.
Yeah. So I mean, some of these are getting pushed pretty far.
Well, I think it's the theater
going all the way till July now.
I don't think they want people in theaters yet. I mean, the New Mutants dropped, and they said that they're going to have that released by the end of August. I'm like, how is that going to happen? It's going to be like
that's not going to happen.
Northeast, and that's it. Like, I mean, depending on what the numbers are in each state.
I know. It's
And what are you gonna do? You're gonna rope off every seat, so then there's gonna be limited tickets you can get.
John, you called it back the first week of the lockdown. You said the year is going to be shot.
Oh, it was done. It was done, and it is done. And I still have friends that will occasionally say, well, maybe New York Comic Con, and I'm like, I don't know. Even if they had it, would you really want to roll those dice? Even if you're one of the people that's like, well, this isn't as bad as they say. Is that a dice you want to roll? Like that petri dish of humanity? No way.
No, I'm afraid of catching something when I'm there when it's okay. You know?
I got Concord last time, and that was bad enough. Yeah.
I mean, you get caught in the middle of that hall. You get stuck for like a half an hour, and you can't move.
There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of funk going on too.
It's a shit show, man.
Yeah.
The building's too small. But there's nowhere else to go in New York. Where do you go?
I don't think there is anything bigger than the Javits Center.
No, that's the problem. It's just.
I've never been to the San Diego Comic-Con, but is it pretty big, brother? Do they have a? We call each other brother, by the way. We don't call each other by first name.
It's massive.
We've been doing it since we were.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's massive, brother. It's huge. But even the San Diego Convention Center is getting packed to the gills. They have to spill up the convention out to all the hotels in the area because the convention center can't contain it anymore. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Can I make one suggestion? If you're gonna do the brother thing, could you just add the Hulk Hogan to it? If you're gonna call each other brother, do it right. What do you think about San Diego Comic-Con, brother?
Yeah, seriously.
I don't even know how that started. But in fact, if we call each other by our first names, it sounds foreign. I'm like, who the hell's Jason?
Yeah.
Well, this will be something my daughter will be into. That the last Jurassic World is going to have more electronic dinosaurs than the previous two.
And they're going to use. They're going
She
to.
is a dino nut. I gave her a for her birthday yesterday. I gave her this giant the Indominus Rex that like swallows all the other action figures.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was reading that they're actually trying to use less CG and more practical dinosaurs.
Good.
Like
Well, that's what this is. The animatronics.
Right.
It's Stan
Oh,
Winston.
I thought it was a movie.
It is a movie.
It is. It's the third.
Jurassic Park or Jurassic World 3.
3.
Just more animatronic dinosaurs.
More animatronic dinosaurs than the previous two.
Jurassic World 2. So Jurassic World I enjoyed on a basic like adventure fun movie. Jurassic World 2 was the last movie I can remember seeing in theaters that I was clawing at my seat to get out of. I could not. You could have sent me to a dentist appointment and I would have gone immediately. You could have said, John, there's an emergency root canal waiting for you, and I would have left halfway through that movie.
I know. Like,
how did you? You know, they did the same mistake they did with Jurassic Park 2, where they bring it back to the States or whatever, and it's like it's not in a jungle environment, it's in a city, or this was in like some mansion or something.
Yeah,
I hated it. I hated my eyes for watching that movie. Bad.
The whole second half of the movie is a black auction in a mansion.
Oh, so bad.
And my daughter loved it because I think a lot of it because we went together, and but man, same with you. I was like, holy crap. And the whole time I'm thinking, I got to pretend this was awesome when it's over. And to this day, she says it's her favorite one. It's her favorite movie.
I actually
more
saw
dinosaurs than all the rest.
I actually saw it until you brought it up in the plot of it. I forgot I actually did see it because it was that bad.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. It's
I did see that. Oh my god.
Yeah, but I'm curious. I'll go see the third one because dinosaurs.
No, I will too. I'm an idiot. I'll go.
Dinosaurs chasing and eating people. If you're expecting Citizen Kane, you're going to be disappointed.
Yep.
I am expecting Citizen Kane. I'm already disappointed.
Well,
speaking of dinosaurs, I still didn't see the newest Godzilla movie, which is 2 years old now.
No, last year.
Was it last year?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys said they were trying to they're going to do spin-offs now, right?
The next one is Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh,
and there's nothing announced after that. They're probably waiting to see how it plays if it ever comes out.
I think that'll be another delay. Definitely be delayed.
Oh yeah, I want to say it's back into November now.
Yeah, guess what? You're going to see Bond. You're going to see that. Nothing that's going to potentially earn a lot of money is coming out this year.
But something bigger that I thought they would delay is going straight to video, and I'm psyched about it. Is Bill and Ted 3? They announced yesterday.
Really?
Right.
Yep, VOD. And you know what? Stop. I think the studios have to stop worrying about I don't understand the logistics of the money, so I get that. They're smarter than me. But stop worrying about the theater experience. Just get your movie out there. Charge $20 to rent it. People will rent them. I've rented a few of them. Like the one that's really irritating me is Tenant. I want to see that. And
yep.
I'm not, that's going to be 2023 before that thing comes out.
Well, there's no way Christopher Nolan's not going to stream that. He's all this, he's a film. What's the word I'm looking for? He's a film
auteur.
Well, he's an auteur, but he's also a film historian, if you will. But he's all about the experience. He shoots in IMAX, and there's no way he's going to let that go to stream. No way. Yeah, you're right. He'll hold it for 2 years if he has to. But that sucks. Yeah, G4 coming back. Remember the G4 channel?
Is that a video game channel?
Yeah, it's coming back.
Isn't that pretty much what Twitch is?
Yeah, but this was more like, yeah, I guess you're right. But it had news and pop culture news and stuff like that on it too. So I don't know. Remember Attack of the Show? Remember that?
Yep. Introduced the world to
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Who knows?
They used to do a show on there. I think it was called Attack of the Show. I think it was G4.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Right there.
Sorry, I was stuffing pizza. I was stuffing pizza in my mouth.
See what happens when you eat and stream at the same time.
It's that pizza again.
Yeah. Jeez, Jude.
Pizza and beer actually homage to Pint of Comics too. I'm
There you go.
drinking a pint from.
We're recording later. I got my beer chilling.
I got a good Pills Workhorse from Counterweight. You probably know it, right?
I've never had that, but I do know Counterweight. Yeah.
Yeah, Counterweight's pretty decent. Anything you buy from Counterweight, you know you're probably going to get something really good.
I like headlines like this. Like, we have naming, calling for another season of a show that hasn't even aired the second. Like, so season 2 of The Boys hasn't aired yet, but they're already saying there'll be a season 3. That's kind of funny.
It's such a great show.
I don't doubt that there will be, but
I saw the panel yesterday, and it was funny.
yeah, I watched some of the panel in the car. I shouldn't have been. I was driving in a storm, but I had it on. We'll say that I had it on, and I occasionally would glance at it, but I was more listening to it.
I like how you added in a storm to make it that much worse.
Oh, it was bad, man. It was like the visibility was like 2 feet. It was like follow the taillights. You couldn't see anything. I left Boston and it just the skies opened up, and oh my god, I was actually worried for a while because it was the roads were flooding and people were hydroplaning a little bit, and it was
and there you are watching television.
I was actually worried, but not worried enough not to stop watching television.
Well, it kept my brain working. So, what do you think of this, John?
Well, look, I know Keith and I believe Pete you guys are huge Star Trek fans, right?
Huge.
Indeed.
Yeah. So here's where I will incur your ire for a second. I absolutely positively I love Star Trek. I love original series. I love the movies. Next gen, whatever. I wasn't a fan of Picard. I watched 5 episodes and just again, it was boring. I love Discovery. I love Discovery. Now, I understand the arguments that it's not a typical Star Trek show, and that's what I kind of like about it. I have no interest in any of this animated stuff, but I'm not mad at them doing it because maybe, just maybe, it will pull people in enough to go, okay, well, a little kid will go Star Trek Prodigy. What's this based on? Oh, well, there was a show in the 60s, and because that was how I found Star Trek on Channel 9 marathons when I was a kid. And the first thing I ever saw of Star Trek ever before even seeing the show was Wrath of Khan. So there has to be something that draws you in. Now, this looks like hot garbage. I don't want to see this, but maybe it will draw some. You got this property, I'm not that mad that they're doing things with it because think about all the years that there was no Star Trek happening. Yeah, does it dilute it a little bit? Maybe, but it doesn't make the rest of it bad. So I guess my hope is that, like the Strange New Worlds, I'll watch that because I loved the Pike stuff on Discovery. I'll check that out. The cartoons, that other one that's like a Rick and Morty looking thing.
Upper Decker.
That does not look good. And I think it's kind of a weird idea to do something like that in the Star Trek universe. But at the very least, if it lasts a season or 10 episodes and some people out there start to, younger kids check out Star Trek, I'm cool with it.
Well, okay. I get that. My thing is making goofy, funny animated shows. If you do get them into Star Trek, they're in for a disappointment when they graduate to something else.
Because I get that. I get that.
And funny and I just don't know what they're trying to do with these, except I think with 2 animations right now, they're just taking advantage of people being home so they can actually get this produced, this Prodigy thing, because you can do that at home. You don't need, I just, if they gave it a more serious tone and they kind of made it feel more like Star Trek.
Well, what's the age demographic of anybody who watches Nickelodeon? I mean, obviously teenagers don't watch Nickelodeon.
No,
right?
They're like my daughter's age, 6, 7, 8 years old.
So it's going to be heavily geared towards that whole
Right.
towards
Cartoon
little kids,
kinda. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. The people who are working on this, the showrunners, are from like, what is it, Troll? Something with the
Trolls in the Lego movie and
Yeah. So
Ninjago for Lego. I don't have kids. I don't know what Ninjago is.
I think this was just a rushed announcement too, because all they have is a logo. They don't have any character designs or any character name or anything. Nothing. They just
Well, yeah, because under normal circumstances, they probably would have a good chunk of season 2 of Picard films. You know,
Right.
Discovery's season 3 I've heard nothing but problems on that. So they probably rushed this out because it's animation. You can actually do something with it.
right.
And the live action shows are dead in the water for now.
Right. Right. Because there's just nothing. They didn't show you. I mean, usually when you go to a Comic-Con panel, they have stuff to show you to get you. They've got nothing. Oops, sorry. Bang my mic. So I don't know. Oh, there it is. Troll Hunters. There it is. Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a rush to create content, isn't it?
It just seems like they did it just to make some sort of announcement because they can't do anything else right now. They're stuck. So
Right.
It's like it's all tail end stuff that everybody talked about, and they were like, well, we can't release all the good stuff yet, so let's just go and use all the stuff that we sort of were getting involved in second priorities.
I saw this funny thing today where somebody said they're looking at the design of the ship on Lower Decks here, and they're like, when they have to go from engineering to their quarters or to the bridge or something, how do they get there? Because do they have to beam there? Because the only thing connecting the saucer to the engineering section are those 2 pylons, and you can't go through the warp nacelles. You can't go through the warp nacelles to get to the pylons. So how do you get back up there? It's kind of funny.
You were on a Star Trek group page, weren't you?
No, I just heard it on some YouTube stream or something. Let me blow this up. Can you see it better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see that that is hilarious. So if you're in here, you got to go. You can't.
You got to take a shuttle.
That's it. Take the shuttle.
To the,
there it is, right there. That yellow arrow. That's there. It's showing you. You have to fly to the saucer section. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I have no interest in that.
Yeah, I actually was kind of looking forward to it. I was curious. I'm like, oh, well, if they make a spoof cartoon, I'll be into that. But if they did it, it's clever as like Seth MacFarlane does it with the Family Guy spoofs,
right?
Robot Chicken, but that trailer was painful to watch. God, I don't even think I even cracked a smile. It was just what they have the she's in there, shields go up, shields go down, shields go up. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then they had that line where they come back from a mission or something. They're like, oh, what's better than a cold beer after a mission? And like they don't drink beer in Star Trek.
It's Earl Grey.
Earl Grey or Romulan ale or
Romulan ale.
Or Romulan whiskey. Aren't I clever?
Yeah, I picked that up yesterday that the showrunner said something to the effect of, we saw Romulan ale referenced on one of the movies. Couldn't even name the movie. And so we thought it would be clever to put an Easter egg of Romulan whiskey on the cartoon. So longtime Star Trek fans will be pleased with that. And it just solidified my theory that the people in charge of new Star Trek don't know anything about old Star Trek. They were watching Wrath of Khan because clearly people said, oh, just watch Star Trek 2. That's the most popular one. And Bones makes a mention of Romulan, or gives Kirk the Romulan ale. And they went, oh, wow. They don't even realize it's like a pretty standard thing in all of Trek. They think they found an Easter egg. So
yeah, it's like pot in the 24th century. It's illegal, but everybody's got it.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed Klingon blood isn't pink.
It's not?
That was my favorite part.
Oh, from Star Trek.
Do you like the
Undiscovered Country.
Pepto-Bismol?
I loved it. And then when I found out it wasn't pink, they did it so they can. I guess it could have been rated completely different if they made it red. But oh well.
Yeah, because all through the shows in the 90s, like whenever Worf got cut or punched or something, he bled red.
Right.
It was kind of strange that all of a sudden it was purple.
Well, they were killed in zero gravity. That might have affected it.
Oh, maybe.
He said.
Yeah.
In fact,
Sure.
We'll go with that. What's
Keith
that?
and Pete explained to me during one episode of Enterprise why there's two different types of Klingons, one without the foreheads and one with the forehead ridges.
Correct.
Did they explain to you why they were watching Enterprise?
No, you know what? The last season is really good. The last two are not too shabby.
It's been a long road.
Oh.
Didn't say everything about Enterprise was good.
Doesn't that sound
I
like
started watching it because you guys said it was good, and I actually did skip the first two seasons and started watching it. But
Enterprise?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed season 4. I started on 4 and then I went back to 1. So, and the pilot was pretty good.
I think they have the best uniforms of anything because they have pockets. The actors have something to do with their hands. They can actually, they don't need a Velcro belt.
I actually liked a lot of the cast on that show too, and
League.
well, besides him, like the what was his name, the engineer, is it Connor Trenier?
Connor Trenier, yeah.
I liked him. I liked Dominic Keating. I liked a lot of the people on that show. The guy who plays Phlox was in a bunch of things. He's always good. And T'Pol, T'Pol's kind of hot. So
they have a couple of those episodes where they have to be like disinfected and they're like rubbing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We talked about that on the show one time. There's like 3-way rub down episodes. It's like this is on UPN. This is on UPN at 8:00 at night, and I'm watching Trip rub down the Asian girl and T'Pol with like oils. What is happening?
It was Sweeps Week. You can tell it's Sweeps Week when the girls get naked. So who's a Game of Thrones guy on here? Anybody?
I am. My brother is.
I liked it.
Yeah.
So I've never seen it. So
You've never seen Game of Thrones?
no,
Wow.
Dude, I can only divide my attention so much.
Well, you can definitely watch every season but the last one and just
That's what I
Last
hear.
one. Just skip the last one.
pretend the whole place got vaporized by something, but yeah. It's definitely a good watch up until the finale.
So does this mean anything to you then?
The comic?
Bad cover art.
Not enough to actually read it. I mean, I liked watching the show. I have not seen the finale. I've seen every episode but that one. I don't think it's really going to be enough to make me run out and buy Game of Thrones comics. I could barely keep up with it as a TV show.
That's what I kind of figured. I'm
still got to finish the books too. This George R.R. Martin.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a point of contention, huh?
Now would be the perfect time.
It's really not much else going on here, gang. There's
I just read about a bunch of movies
this
being canceled. So I know Spider-Man 3 is moved.
Yeah, but only like a month. They moved it from November to December.
Avatar 2 is being delayed, but I heard it's been delayed I don't know how many times.
Nobody on Earth cares.
I know.
Nobody does care, you're right. Bunch of shows got canceled. Sabrina on Netflix. Sorry, my cat's in my face. That's going through a third season, which I enjoyed it. I liked watching on Netflix. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised The Walking Dead is still on, and I'm surprised that what's that other one, the spinoff?
I watched.
Return of the Walking Dead.
I watched the Walking Dead panel today, and The Walking Dead is going to have. They're going to expand the 10th season. They're not going to actually start the 11th season. They're going to give us 6 new episodes from season 10, starting in October. So
which would have started in February anyway.
Content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another spinoff coming too.
They're going to just.
Another spinoff?
Another one.
Yep.
Third.
Well, you said there was a movie in production that they were going to do in the Walking Dead universe.
Yeah, rumor has it that they're doing a Rick Grimes movie.
Really?
That's all that's all the news that I know about it, is that there's a rumor that there's a movie coming.
I think they signed him to two. I think they signed him to 2 TV movies after he left the show.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to bridge seasons. I don't watch. I stopped at season 4 because I just didn't care anymore. But I think that he's going to do 2 more. But there's also a 3rd spinoff show starting soon. And yeah, it's people still watch it though. I mean, it's a popular show, even though it seems like most people stopped caring a long time ago. But it still seems like they get a lot of views.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed the show for probably 5-6 seasons, and then I guess after the whole Negan thing, I don't know why. I think they started killing off characters that you really liked, that you really just started watching the show from the beginning, and I don't know.
Yeah, so
and for no good reason too. They were killing off characters.
I think that was the whole
for no
point.
narrative reason.
I mean, even if you can watch the show without these people, it subconsciously, I just wasn't into it anymore. I was like, all right, well, you killed off this character, you killed off this character, killed off this character, and now I'm just kind of like, who's left? These red shirts, pretty much. They're just minor characters that I don't give a shit about. No, it's true, and I mean, there's only, and of course, Daryl's immortal in the show. He can go through anything, and he can be stabbed a billion times, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, he's dead, and then all of a sudden,
right,
because they know if they get rid of him, the whole female
he left
audience,
the show.
every female on the planet would stop.
The show would just implode.
I believe the term is called plot armor.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
For what's his name, for Norman Reedus, it's called a nice paycheck. That it's like job security. I remember when the show first started, I went to a con like the first or second year that the show had started, and his character started off as like a bad guy essentially, and then became part of the group. And I remember I saw like this soccer mom, wearing a T-shirt that had the Walking Dead logo on the front, and then on the back you could tell like she had made up. It said, Daryl dies, I walk,
Right.
And it's like true. It's like you're literally tuning in just to see a hot guy. And somehow, hey, good for the show, because like it's 10 years old now.
right.
Is it?
Yeah.
And,
Oh my
and,
God, you're
and I'll
right.
tell you the
10
truth.
years old.
If you watch the first season and just watch the first season alone, because I have them on Blu-ray, it's by far the best season ever.
Frank Darabont. Yeah.
Extremely enjoyable. And then
once Frank Darabont left or got pushed out, whatever it was, it got very shaky very fast. That first season and parts of the second one, the first season in particular, is very good because it's very, the book is great. It's very close to the book. And then as it went along, it diverged from the book a lot, and it just lost it.
Yep.
Well, according to this article, came out 4 days ago, Monday. They're still planning to go ahead with that Rick Grimes movie theatrically. Just says,
wow.
David Alpert
when
says,
something's already jumped the shark, just don't even bother. You know what I mean? It's like, why?
Well, they have to explain where Rick Grimes' character went.
right.
What's that?
Rick Grimes' character went. Well, they have to explain where Rick Grimes' character went, because spoilers. He actually departed the show. They got rid of it. They actually shunted his character off the show. So they're gonna have to explain what happened to him in that 6-year gap.
But question is, does anybody care?
So that's probably what the movie is. Yeah, right.
Well, they're hoping so.
Yeah.
If they're going theatrical, they hope so. So it looks like their only holdup right now is they can't shoot. So I think they're ready to shoot. And according to this quote here in big giant letters from David Alpert. So
if they're able to do a third spinoff, people care.
Yeah, true. Yep. But yeah, that's the news is very thin today. I thought I expected more today. I get Wednesday, Thursday. I thought today would be a little bit more.
So Dwayne Johnson here is going to play Black Adam. Is that what this is?
Yeah, for the last
They've
5
been
years.
saying that
Yeah, I
for
didn't talk
years.
Because I'm looking through all the movies that are trying to get pushed until 2021, and I didn't even know that The Rock was going to play.
Oh yeah,
that's old news.
Yeah, they've been saying that for years.
yeah.
That was planned before the Shazam movie was even considered.
That's true. You're right.
That was supposed to come out before. That was supposed to be done and come out, and then he was going to be a part of the Shazam stuff. And it's still DC, the DCEU.
Well, the lineup here is the Black Widow was supposed to be released this year in November. Then the Eternals was supposed to be released in February of next year. Then Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which I've never even seen that comic book.
That was
Master
a big
of Kung
70s
Fu.
comic.
Is that Kung Fu?
Master of Kung Fu.
Okay.
Yeah, Shang-Chi.
Then Spider-Man Homecoming was supposed to come out 3. Thor was supposed to release, I guess, his 4th film, right? Love and Thunder.
Yep.
Doctor Strange, which I
Natalie Portman.
love the first. What's that? Then Doctor Strange.
Natalie Portman is supposed to be Thor.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you been, man?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
They announced that last year.
Yeah.
at Comic-Con.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. I might have just didn't just
Come on,
took it out of
brother.
my head. I might have just left that come out of my head the first time. I heard it.
By the way, I might get booed, but great story arc in the comics. When Jane Foster became Thor, it was awesome.
To cure cancer. I think they're going with the same reasoning.
Yeah, it wasn't to cure her. In the book, it was just that she becomes worthy. She gets the hammer. She's dying of cancer.
Well, it keeps it from
It keeps her from dying.
right.
But every time she uses the Thor power, it kills her a little bit more.
Right.
It was really good. Like Jason Aaron is a great comics writer, and he did that for I think 2 years, and then obviously, just like everything does, Thor gets it back, and that's fine because that's been really good too. But I'm not always into, I'm not the guy that I don't have a problem when they change characters around here and there. I do sometimes think that maybe the reasoning behind it could be, we want to throw a female character in or a minority character. Instead of creating a new character, let's make them an existing character. I don't always think that's right or it necessarily works out, but sometimes it does. And 2 times that it did was when Jane Foster became Thor. And I mean, this wasn't a minority character, but when Octavius became Peter Parker,
Spider-Man. Yes.
that was incredible.
Wasn't that great?
A year and a half, 2 years, you got to see Spider-Man from a different point of view, and it was great.
Not only Spider-Man, but Octavius, as he tried to do the right thing.
That's what I mean. He's trying to be his version of Spider-Man.
Right.
There was the great like one issue where he goes in and takes when the Kingpin was in charge of the Hand, and in one issue he goes in and destroys all of that and shows like what he could do with Spider-Man's powers.
Right.
It was so well written, but you get so many fans that get so pissed off because Peter Parker's been Spider-Man for 65 years. We can't have him not be Spider-Man for, 2 years. We got to get him back. And sometimes it's great. Sometimes if it's a good writer, that stuff is really cool. And just to get back around to it, if you guys ever get the chance to read the Jane Foster Thor stuff, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. In the movie, hopefully it's only like half of it, because that's not what you're necessarily going to see in the movie. It's okay if it's part of the story, but you're going to want Chris Hemsworth there, for the majority of it.
I think it's it for him. So it's a way to get him out, and
yeah.
So, we'll see. But going back to the Superior Spider-Man real quick, did you think it was going to be terrible and you just took a flyer on it?
I don't remember if I thought it was going to be terrible, but I'm one of the rare people that I like Dan Slott's Amazing Spider-Man a lot. I liked what he was doing with the Octavius character there already. So I was fine with it. And I don't know if I thought it was going to be terrible, but I could definitely say it was better. Like when it ended and Peter came back, I was kind of sad that it wasn't Otto anymore.
Me too.
I would have rather read Otto for another year, even though the Peter stuff was fine.
Me too.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly awesome. And then they brought it back for a 12-issue run, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah, I didn't buy that on purpose because I knew it wasn't going to be the same. It was Christos Gage writing it. He's okay. I just had a feeling that they were not going to be able to it was different at this point.
Well, especially because Peter's back, to me, it didn't have that tension.
Right.
Where Peter was struggling to get back and he was trying to push him back down. And, you kind of were wondering if it was going to stay that way or not. But now we coexist with Peter Parker. It's not.
Right.
It lost something.
The dynamic is gone. Yep.
Right. He still had the, you dolt, and the way he talked. But while we're on the subject of comics, John, I got to get your take on this.
Oh, Disco Batman.
He glows in the dark. Come on. Batman should glow in the dark.
So here's the only thing I know about that is someone tweeted it and I retweeted it and I was like, please no. And the writer, James Tinian, I guess, has gotten so many bad tweets about it that he came out and made it a point to say that it's not the new Batman costume. It's just like an alternate, like who knows what, like he's going to a rave. I don't know what it is.
He's going to drop some ecstasy.
Yeah. Maybe he goes into a dark hotel room with that, turns the lights up, and he can see all the semen all over the walls. I don't know. I have no clue what it does. He made it a huge point to say that this is not the new Batman costume.
Well, he is a detective. He's got to find semen.
If you look at the torso, there's a lot of white splotches all over the torso.
Oh yeah, no, he's been loaded for sure. And this is coming
loaded from there.
This is coming from a guy who non-ironically loves the Azrael Batman costume, that terrible 90s Batman. I love that shitty costume. I would be fine if a newer version of that came out. That thing is like, I don't know. That's just bad.
My first thought was I just thought of George Clooney in that last Batman and Robin movie.
It looks George Clooney-ish, and it also looks like, if you remember the last costume that Val Kilmer wears at the end of Batman Forever.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was like he had the UV, like he could see in the bat sense and everything, and it looks kind of, I don't know. It's I guess it's kind of shitty in the same manner.
Maybe it's just a tribute to Joel Schumacher because he died that they designed this costume for him.
Maybe. And I don't know if you're familiar, Keith, or any guys on the panel, but the character in the bottom right is a speculator's dream right now. That is Punchline. That is the new Joker's girlfriend who is replacing Harley Quinn. And I guess like the day her first issue came out, you couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got a copy because I collect Batman. But like if you didn't have it on a pull and the local comic shop I go to, he said that he was getting calls all day long from people about like, do you have Batman, I don't know, 83 or whatever issue it was. All day long, people calling, yeah, Batman 83.
Really?
So that's who that is. That's Punchline, and she is supposed to be DC's new Harley Quinn.
She slit Harley's throat in the last issue there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No. I'm
What?
I'm spoiler. I'm fine with spoilers. I'm always behind.
You'll probably forget by the time you get to it.
Brother, what are you reading now?
I'm not reading any really new comics. I'm reading a lot of old stuff. I'm going back and reading some old Irv Novick, Jerry Conway Batmans from the 70s. I'm on a nostalgia trip. So reading a lot of those old early 80s Batman stories from my youth. Trying to recapture that innocent time,
Before the Empire.
Yeah.
I wore my Moon Knight t-shirt for you.
Why don't you burn it?
John loves Moon Knight. It's his
Why don't you burn it on stream?
Yeah. Why don't you wear a D-Man shirt? He's probably the only like same level of uselessness.
Oh man. How come you don't like Moon Knight?
It's one of those characters. There's certain characters like Moon Knight to me is like schizophrenic Batman in Marvel that nobody cares about. I don't know. I've just never cared.
Okay. I kind of like it because he's got, borderline personality disorders and stuff. So he's got all these different identities he goes in and out of, and just makes it interesting. He's not your standard,
Yeah. And well, part of it is I don't like the character, and the other part of it is Lou, who's on our show sometimes and does our video stuff. He loves him. So it's more like I just kind of ramp it up to piss him off.
Gotcha. That is funny. So I'm scouring the headlines here, and I'm not seeing nothing, man. No more news.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Jude.
No, I was just going to say, the only thing I've been reading about and it's just all these delays in movies. That's pretty much like big hot topic.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to announce something that if you don't know you can actually do it, right?
Yeah.
What hurt? Announcements don't hurt, though. How many times have they made announcements and never followed through? Plenty.
How many Star Trek series have been announced and never followed through? There's always going to be a new Star Trek 4 coming out.
There's nothing about Section 31, right? No Section 31. Did you see the this morning the totals on the Comic-Con panels? Were the viewers were barely at 500 on a lot of them.
Yeah.
Today they they're over 1,000 now for a lot of them, but yeah.
Well, I think for a large percentage of the audience that goes to a Comic-Con is not there for panels and comics. I think a majority of them are there just to, shake a little Harley Quinn ass and dress as Deadpool and buy lots of shit, buy pops, buy vintage Star Wars stuff. Like a lot of people just go because it's sort of like the in thing, especially if you're young, you want to be hip, and you go to Comic-Con and spend some money to buy some Funko Pops and Legos or whatever. So you're missing a large chunk of that audience,
Right.
Yeah. Also, they go there to go to Hall H and wait in line for 3 days just to see celebrities.
Yeah, that too.
That's a big pull.
Right. And that's one of the problems actually for the Terrificon that we have here in Connecticut is Mitch, who runs it. We're always curious what actors or who they're going to bring in, because that's going to determine how packed the show is going to be. Right, Keith? I mean, that was always sort of talked about. The year Kevin Smith came, and he packed the hall that night.
Mitch draws well. I mean, he pretty much draws the same size crowd every year.
No, he does.
Since he's moved into the Mohegan Sun anyway. It's actually gotten bigger. But
he's had some pretty good guys. I mean, Ralph Macchio was there. I got to meet Ralph Macchio.
I would almost say maybe like his earlier shows with the celebrities might have been more not celebrity focused, but like last year there was really nobody there that I could picture most people really clamoring to see. Like I'm trying to Billy D. Williams was there. Okay, so I get it. Star Wars. Val Kilmer was there. I get that. But other than that, most of his celebrities there were more base level, I think Mitch's show is one of the few shows that is definitely more comics forward.
No, it is. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got huge comic guests coming. And then the celebrities are, so if you go to Rhode Island Comic-Con, Rhode Island has 3 aisles of pretty big, genre stars. And then comic stuff is kind of difficult to find anybody of any real, merit.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, so Mitch put it up as next year, huh?
Yep. Yeah, he had to do that a while back. Yeah.
Terrificon's a really good con. I have to admit it. Keith and I have been to plenty of them to do our work, but Terrificon's always a favorite.
Well, John's right, because Mitch puts the focus on comics first, and everything else feeds off of that.
Right.
Whereas most of these cons now are celebrity cash grabs.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I have to run. We're recording pretty soon, so
John,
thank you for having me on.
See you, man.
All right. Good being on. I love you guys' show. Keep it up.
Eat next time.
Eat more pizza. That's all I can say.
I'll save you a slice.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right, man. He's the best. I love Johnny.
He's good.
Yeah, listen to them at Pinto Comics.
Yeah,
Pinto Comics.
Pinto Comics.
Pinto Comics, wherever your podcasts are
I'll
sold.
do this. Oops, wait, that's the wrong one. Let me go here.
Probably you'd actually like
that point that you. Yeah, I was about to say, to your point, that I live in San Diego, but the thing is, I enjoy going to the smaller cons like the Long Beach Comic Con and the WonderCon in Anaheim because they're more comic centric. It's less of that Hollywood garbage,
Right.
What's the newest, cosplay? I mean, when you go to these smaller cons, you really get a better experience, and you can breathe, you can move around. It's not elbow to elbow.
Exactly.
So
we did
I do enjoy the ones.
We did a streaming panel at New York Comic Con. We were guests of theirs a couple of years ago, 3 maybe, and it was just, I'm walking around and I hear people behind me going, "Why are there people with so many stupid comic books at this thing? Why are there so many people selling stupid comics?" Like, oh yeah. So
we've gotten so far,
right? And what's really funny is when you put San Diego Comic Con online, it's actually more catered towards comics
it's entertainment con. They don't care about comics,
right? But like I said, it's not the same. These kids. I mean, and I'll say it enough. I cannot stand Deadpool for the simple fact is every single fucking con I've gone to, there's got to be a dozen or more kids dressing up as him. And I'm not that I mind Harley Quinn's, but same thing.
No, I'm gonna.
It sort of leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and the whole day, every time you see one, it reminds you of that bad taste in your mouth. You're like, oh.
Is it because you think they're trendy or something like that?
Yeah, and it just kind of it kind of like, how do I put it? It's kind of like really, really liking something a lot, and then just having somebody just shove it in your face constantly, where it's just the magic's lost. You just like, I can't watch this anymore. I can't read this anymore because I'm sick and tired of seeing it. And I think that's how I feel about cosplayers. Save it for Halloween, man.
Yeah,
you probably win more prizes on Halloween.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, it's not that it's terrible. It's just oversaturated.
I just don't get Deadpool though. I just think he's always been a ripoff of Deathstroke, the Terminator. I just never understood the popularity of that character.
I think it's
Maybe
because
it's just me.
Because the difference is he breaks the fourth wall and makes a lot of jokes, and
right, and they cross over him in every
like Ambush Bug did in 1982.
I mean, I'm sick and tired.
John Byrne She-Hulk did the same thing.
Right, but I'm also sick and tired of going to a comic book store and in seeing him crossed over with every single Marvel character. I feel like they just do it because they know the comic will sell, because there's just
it's bankable.
Right, there's just it's like, ooh, Deadpool's in this with Spider-Man. Oh, I gotta buy it. It's like, whoa.
Marvel was doing that with Spider-Man in the 70s and 80s. He was guest starring and everything. Hell, he was in issue 3 of the Transformers, for God's sakes.
You want to bring a title? You want to bring a title back to life? Put Deadpool in it.
Well, they used to have a book called Marvel Team Up, and it was Spider-Man with,
I remember that.
hero du jour of the month.
And he's a byproduct of Rob Liefeld, pretty much, right?
Rob created Deadpool,
yeah.
He said the other day on his panel that he kind of ripped off Snake Eyes. He made mute Snake, Snake Eyes is mute. He just did the opposite, and he made Deadpool, a motor mouth.
That's interesting.
Because if you think about it, they're ninja, mercenary.
Yeah, but Snake Eyes doesn't open his mouth. He's mute.
That's what I said. And he made the opposite. But Deadpool, he made him. Deadpool doesn't shut up. Deadpool just keeps talking all the time. So he just did and he took the black costume, turned it red. It's like the same. He said that on his panel. He said exactly what he did.
I never liked the character. I just I know the movies are supposed to be really funny. I know you guys. I haven't seen the movies yet.
The movies are great
because of my distaste for him, and I think my brother can agree with me that he has not seen a Deadpool movie either because of his distaste for Deadpool.
I just don't get it.
Please send your hate mail to pizzapopculture@gmail.com.
Send it to the brothersbreidenbach.com.
But I will see it if you say that I have to see it. So, and I still want to see these Superman cuts. I definitely want to. We got to do a Superman night 1 and 2 with those those different edits, which I never saw. Yeah, did you ever see those, Jason?
What are you talking about? What's that?
See, he doesn't even know.
The Richard Donner.
I don't know what this is.
This
I own it. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Superman 2, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Donner version.
One hand.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen him yet.
I thought you meant the Man. I thought you were talking about the Man of Steel. But
Oh, geez.
No.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, well,
Very disappointing.
Yeah, the Donner cut. The Donner cut is surprisingly well done. I mean, they took scenes from like practice sessions and stuff, like rehearsals, but they pasted it together to make it cohesive.
Right.
It doesn't always work, but yeah.
But it's like finding a whole new Christopher Reeve Superman movie.
It really is. Yeah.
So I know everybody's hot on Funko Pops.
oh, I know. I you know what's really funny? I stumbled on a stream.
These are the new ones.
Stream, and some kid said he bought a Funko Pop limited edition for $300. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Why would you buy a Funko Pop for $300? You couldn't pay me.
I do like this one. They're selling at Walgreens. These are the from the Comic-Con shared retailers. Look at the Walgreens one right here. It's the horrible Deadpool in the Wolverine movie.
Yeah, I mean, if you gave me one, I it'd be at Goodwill tomorrow.
I might actually have to go get this one because it sucks so bad. That's awesome.
But what I don't understand about them, there's no articulation other than their head goes completely 360, right? You can just spin their head around, right? But other than that, their arms and legs don't move. So what do you do with them? You just sit there and go, like
they're going to live.
You put them on a shelf, and then then they are actionless figures.
So in 30 years from now, they're just going to be all landfill. It's going to be plastic, vinyl plastic in the ocean and in their landfill. 300
years from now, someone's going to dig these up, and they're going to be in perfect condition. We'll all be dead. And we'll perfectly preserved Funko Pops of Doctor Strange.
In fact, last night when I was watching Alien, I do have to get my Alien action figure out.
Do you have some Funko Pops from that?
It's funny because when you do go to San Diego Comic-Con, that exhibit with all the Funko Pops is like a mob scene. You cannot breathe. You can't move.
Oh my god!
It's really scary.
Yeah, and it's horrible because the like every dealer's got them, so it's like wait till the last day. They discount them 50%, and you're gonna find what you need because if one guy doesn't have them, there's 50 other vendors with them. They should call it San Diego Funko Pop Land.
I still think it's really Dallas' fault, but it's just me.
What's that, dude?
I'm really disappointed about this Tom King news. I mean, I love some of his work too. It really hurts me.
Me too.
I mean, look at the articulation on this thing. Come on, you'd take this over a Funko Pop any day. Look at this thing.
Oh, that's the video game one.
Yeah, I watched the movie last night, and all I kept doing was like this. I was like,
you were playing with your doll
I was playing with the fucking doll while I was watching the movie. And I was sitting there when he was coming down, like this. I was like, even his tail is articulated. Look, it's got a little blade at the end. I mean, come on, fucking Funko Pop. This thing's badass. Save your money, buy something like this. Look at that. And his jaw opens up, and his other little mouth comes out.
Oh, look at that! Except you broke it.
No, it comes out.
Yeah, those things. Yeah, those ones by NECA. They've all got weird ankles. I've got like 4 or 5 of these alien figures, and like 2 of them broke at the hip.
Oh yeah, you got to be careful with them, but this is like a piece of. Look at that! Look at the mouth. And I highly advise if you're going to pick up any Alien Blu-ray to pick up this one. Can you see it?
You see this?
It's really good.
Future of X-Men TV SDCC.
What's this? as I do a bad Zoidberg. What's this?
Maybe.
Quadrilogy. That's what they call it. The quadrilogy.
Yeah, I've got the book. The
And this one has
book.
all the cuts on it too. It has the 2003 cut and then the theatrical. That's where Dallas is being cocooned and turning into an egg.
Yep. However, the director's cut is the theatrical cut, so it's the other one. They might call it the direct. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's, Ridley Scott has gone on record as saying that they just slapped the director's cut on it because that gets more asses in seats. So he intended for those scenes to be cut out, and they are for various reasons. I mean, they're all good scenes, but they don't fit.
Yeah. Sigourney Weaver gets bitch slapped in one of the scenes. You know, when she denies the quarantine, and what's her face? The pilot there,
Lambert.
Yeah,
Lambert.
It just
the navigator.
Boom! And it like I slowed it down. She legitimately slapped her really hard in the face.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go. Finally something here. Look at this. New McFarlane toys.
Oh, that's cool. The Red Hood. Is that Red Hood?
It is a Red Hood.
Yeah, it's Red Hood.
Yeah.
Nightwing.
Yep. Nightwing and
that Flash looks pretty badass. That actually, I like that. You know what's really crazy is if you were a kid and you saw what toys were going to be like in the future, compared to what we had.
Oh, I know.
And what we worked with.
This Cyborg looks a little too cartoony for me, though. Like,
yeah,
that's probably
it's the animated version.
Yeah, it looks like from the Teen Titans Go or something.
It is. Yeah, it's from Teen Titans Go.
That's kind of weird.
Teen Titans Go, believe it or not, it's for kids, but it's actually not a bad cartoon.
From the game.
It's actually not a bad cartoon.
I've watched that Arkham game, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Destro looks awesome.
I was going to just say the same thing. Deathstroke looks really cool.
Wow. Yeah.
And Thomas Wayne, that's cool.
Oh yeah, from Flashpoint.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm surprised they didn't do the metal Batmans.
Oh God,
I hate the
one of the worst comics I've ever read, and they're making more.
Yep, we're still doing it.
Yeah.
It's called heavy metal now, I think, or something like that, or death metal or something.
Did you read that, Jason?
I haven't read that. No, because I heard such terrible things about it. So
I read the first issue. Clear. I read the first issue on the rack, and I got yelled at. It was the first time I actually got yelled at for reading a comic.
That was at Boston Comic Con, wasn't it? You were standing there reading it, and the guy yelled at you. I was with you. He said,
there's some comics I want to read, even if they're bad, and I'm not going to buy them.
Yeah. So it's not worth reading, huh?
Oh,
it's beyond confusing. I don't know what's going on in it.
The writers are great writers. How can they write such
Scott
shit?
Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, but
Scott Snyder, yeah.
It was a mess. I guess it's supposed to be like an alternate universe, kind of a weird.
And it was like Gladiator
tale, and like it's supposed to be like. You're supposed to have like heavy metal music in your head when you read it. You know, it was so dumb. Yeah.
Put on my Iron Maiden albums while I read it.
I would literally go through the 20 pages and at the end go, I don't even know what I just read. Like I don't know what I read.
Well, there were so many better comics. The White Knight series, brother. Did you read White Knight?
Oh, that was fantastic.
Keith, you have to read White Knight. It's so good.
I have to.
Both of you, Pete and Keith, you guys should write. It's really, really good.
Let me see.
Probably one of my favorite Joker stories.
See if I can get the trade.
It's very good. And I think they're releasing a sequel too.
Yes, they are.
It's pretty much Joker. It's pretty much Joker suppressing his insanity, and he's got to actually. It's like he has to actually take a drug to kind of keep him in check, and eventually the drug starts to kind of wear off. And then he tries to fight going back to being insane. And Batman...
And he turns everybody against Batman.
Yeah.
He turns everybody against him. Yeah.
Sean
like a politician.
And there's 2 Harley Quinns in it, and one Harley Quinn hates the other one and tries to kill her.
Yeah. It's very good.
It's really it's done very well. It's really good. I think it's only 5 or 6 issues.
Well, this is a book 2. This one says oh no, this one just says White Knight.
You'll
Yeah,
read
that's the one that's
you'll read the first couple issues and you'll probably finish it in one night because it's that good. I couldn't wait till the next issue came out. I would go back to the store almost the next day. Is it here yet? Because I liked it that much.
It's only $8. Add to cart.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the read.
Yeah.
Check out the private chat. I sent you a link for this really good animated Batman from Japan. $100.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh wow. It's very the articulation looks pretty good.
That's after the TV show.
You could take his collar off.
That's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. How tall is it, Pete?
6 inches.
That's it for $100?
That's what she said. 6 inches for $100.
It's probably out of Japan. It's Mafex. Mafex.
Yeah, 6.3 inches tall. He'll get 1 base Batman bowl. I think they meant cowl. And the other is unmasked with an animated Bruce Wayne. Oh, that's cool. I hope we can get more animated figures to go with Bats in the future. Maybe his faithful sidekick Robin or the Deadly Joker companion figures. The new Batman Adventures 6-inch scale figure from Medicom Toys is priced at $99.99. Expected to release in May of 21. Pre-orders are already live and can be found here. That is awesome, though. Look at that thing. Damn cool.
I actually have a maquette of that of the Justice League version of Batman. And where'd Keith go?
I have no
lost
clue.
Keith.
Did he end?
Keith is gone.
No, he's here. He keeps doing that.
All right, no, I knocked myself off. I hit the back button on the wrong tab of the browser.
Keep hitting the wrong buttons. You hit the wrong button on us yesterday.
I know. I
Disconnected the whole world.
I know. Oh boy, I was over here. I'm supposed to go back on Batman, not on the stream. Let's see what else here. I'm shocked at how slow this news day has been, though.
I think the problem is that there's probably a lot of things that were going to be announced, and a lot of people are kind of wondering if they should they should be delayed until things get better.
Yeah, a lot of things canceled today too.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Most of everything that Dynamite Comics was supposed to have, they're all gone.
Yeah, I think they did that though under political pressure. That's why they canceled theirs.
Sure. Yeah, Joss Whedon's panel got canceled because he's problematic now.
He is?
Yes, he is.
What did he
according
do?
According to Ray Fisher, the guy who played Cyborg. Yeah, and then that's like his only role he's ever done. He's out shooting himself in the foot, saying how Joss Whedon was really badgering on the set, and he'd say a lot more, but there's NDAs that keep him from saying it. And apparently he's said all sorts of sexist comments, and he's not really the pro-feminist that he claims to be.
Well, they mysteriously removed them off the schedule.
Yep.
Joss Whedon, 22 panel removed from schedule, mysteriously removed.
Yeah. Take Twitter down, please.
There's a lot of drama going on.
Whole fucking thing with everybody's a problem, everybody's offensive, everyone's a hater. You're either far left or far right. You can't be in the middle. If you're in the middle, you're still problematic. I'm just tired of the whole thing. Sorry, Ray Fisher, but
it seems like
it was your first job. Maybe you don't know what a pro movie set is like. Okay, Maybe that's what it was. Because these fucking millennials don't know, like, no, the word no. Because they got a trophy growing up and they were told they're
And
special.
there goes our views.
No,
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Pizza Pop Culture.
true. It's like, what the hell, man?
Well,
God.
it just seems like we're getting to a
Why
point.
did these complaints come out years later, and why did nobody else make one?
Well, it seems like we're getting to the point now where it's extremely hard to appease everybody. I mean, it's
what
like
happens. This is what happens when you try.
it's like you have to have a meeting before the meeting to have a meeting saying, "Okay, guys, there's going to be this many people there, and we got to make sure we don't offend anybody."
Yeah, it's 1984, and you're being penalized for thought crimes that go against the narrative, and that's the way it's panning out.
And the thing is, no matter what kind of content that you create, somebody's going to find it offensive. Somebody's going to find a kernel or something that you do offensive. So you can't win.
Yep.
Well, we were talking about this in a prior podcast, brother, about how a lot of older movies that you can't change because they're considered iconic films. You can't change them, but they're trying to find ways around it to either not have it play on a particular, I don't know, channel, or I don't know. They're just trying to censor stuff now, which you can't do. You can't go back and cut a film for modern day because you're offended from something that was shot in 1940. I mean, can you imagine watching certain movies that you grew up watching in the 70s and 80s and they're edited for today's standard? The fuck?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Well, imagine Pulp Fiction being released today. It would never be released today.
I'm glad you brought that up, because the one person who has not been dragged into this yet is Quentin Tarantino. And you know why? Mm-hmm. Because he can fight back. Why? Because he'll stand up for himself. They won't go after someone. They go after the people who bend a knee. So
yes,
they do.
Quentin does.
Every single
back.
person they target bends the knee. They will not go after someone who's going to fight back and tell them no.
Yeah, but the sad thing is you spend more time trying to figure out how you can do a movie that won't insult anybody. That it's not even a movie at that point. The content is garbage. It's just a statement. It's just a statement.
When you put the idea of, checking off the boxes before you even get into story and character, you've already gone down this slippery slope that's doomed to fail. Because it's no longer entertainment when you're trying to tailor messages for every single person in there. It's identity politics, so that we can make sure everybody in the audience can identify with this.
My question is
entertainment is going to wash out. It's going to water down to the point, and it's not going to make money.
So why are paperbacks and books having a problem with this? It just seems like visual media is having a problem with it.
Do we know paperback books aren't having a problem with it? Maybe they are.
I went to a bookstore the other day, actually, and because I was in Middletown, there was a RJ.
Do they have a problematic aisle in Barnes and Noble?
No, but they're releasing all these books against Trump and releasing all these political books, and
that's different. It's nonfiction.
Okay.
Good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
It's nonfiction.
This stuff is supposed to be entertainment, and you're supposed to escape in it and forget the real world for a while, and all they want to do is pile the real world into it.
So the only way you can actually get a movie done is if it's based on an actual event that it may not offend anybody because it actually happened. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I wouldn't even say that. The way they're trying to retcon history.
Right. Unless they're trying to retcon history.
They try to retcon history.
Right.
Yeah. And the worst type of censorship is self-censorship. When you find yourself, like Keith was saying, censoring yourself before you've even started the process of creativity, you've lost the game.
And that's basically what
they're... make it provocative.
Right. That's kind of what they're calling Comicsgate. It's creators who don't want to do that. They're not going to compromise their character or story for checking boxes.
Right, but then they get blacklisted.
People. They just want to continue to create content the way they imagine it.
But
and
then they feel
clearly that's problematic.
Right. And if they don't follow along, though, all of a sudden they're going to get blacklisted and we're not going to work. You don't ever work in this town again.
Right. And that's because there's this whisper network inside the comic industry where they're recruiting all these little cult foot soldiers to go and, like what just happened today with Tom King. He's one of them. And he's trying to ruin Jay Lee's career over hearsay and rumor and labeling. He's labeling this guy. That's bullshit, man. Sorry, Tom King, you never get in my business again. Way to go.
Very disappointing.
Yeah. So, you know, the comics industry is not in enough trouble. They got to eat themselves from within, right?
Yeah.
The assholes. So it looks like the New Mutants is being shortened.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
It says here.
They can release another cut later on?
No, actually, no. It says that the original cut was 20 minutes longer. We
Just
put
in
together
case we
all the
fuck this
deleted
up.
scenes. They're going to put all the deleted scenes on the Blu-ray or something, I guess.
I think that's going to be the new norm. Well, if we fuck it up, we always have another cut of it.
Well, especially if you can't put it in the theater,
Mm.
so you can sell it twice on Blu-ray.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was
That's going to
part
be
of the
the
plan.
future. That's going to be the future of money, or money. The future of movies is basically like, if it doesn't work out, we can always recut it
Yeah, and re-release it.
and re-release it. So let's not concentrate on making a good story the first time.
Oh God. Yeah.
Who would have thought if you went back in time, people would be like, "What the fuck? I don't even wanna. I wanna
I-
live till then."
I know. I thought we were supposed to be going forward in time. Baseball's back.
I saw it. Somebody on Facebook posted the Yankee game, a picture of the Yankee game on TV.
Yeah, did you see that the most famous picture from it?
No, well, we
Okay.
could have been a famous. What was on the
I'll
screen?
find it.
Yeah, somebody posted, "Oh, look, the Yankee game," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," but I didn't really take a good look at the picture. I just saw it. They were just happy the Yankees were on.
Let's see if I can find it here.
I don't know if the Red Sox are playing. Are they?
Probably. Hang on. Here it is. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Well, geez, brother, if the Padres end up playing, there'd be no difference if there was no fans in the stand. It'd just be like a regular day, a regular ball game at the Padres.
I was saying that when they shut down the Wolfpack. I'm like, they already have social distancing. Nobody's there.
When I went to San Diego one year, my brother and I literally walked into the stadium. I think we spent like $20 for a ticket. Maybe it was less than that. And we walked in and there was nobody there. This was like 10 years ago. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a gotcha moment.
Breaking two of his oon rules. You know, if you're going to set an example, set a damn example.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty hardcore.
Not to mention he's using his white privilege to actually sit at the stadium and watch the live ball game that we can't do because of his rules.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Something wrong there.
It kind of reminds me of that episode of, it was at Seinfeld or Curb Your Enthusiasm, where the weatherman would say it was going to rain, but then it would be every single time they said it was going to rain the next day, it was sunny out, only so they can have the golf course to themselves.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny. I wonder if they still do that because remember they predicted that tropical storm like 2 weeks ago and it never came. Like we were going to go see Empire or whatever, and it was like, no, it's going to rain, and yeah, and nothing ever happened.
I think it was Curb Your Enthusiasm. It
probably was.
hilarious.
Yeah, my nephew sent me this picture this morning, and I was like, oh my god, does he not realize there are cameras everywhere?
Maybe that's not him.
Apparently,
Not a
no.
good look.
Right? Yeah.
Well, the guy next to him seems to be following protocol.
But the lady on the other side wasn't. Oh my god. Yeah. Good times, everybody.
You know that's going to be on Facebook all over.
Oh, I'm
Facebook
sure it's
today.
all over social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
It already became an instant meme. That's it.
Did it? Yeah.
You know, and that's
Anybody. No, I was
Go ahead,
going to say to anybody listening to the show, for the first time, be sure to follow us at pizzapopculture.com, which will lead you to all of our other social media, sites, Twitter and Facebook, and lead you to where our main podcast is located, and wherever you get your podcast, we'll lead you there. pizzapopculture.com.
So this is what's at our drive-in. This is all we got now, man. Drive-in.
Yeah, brother.
Ooh, Holy Grail.
You should just come to Connecticut. There's a lot going on here.
Actually,
No, we have a drive-in in San Diego.
Have you been to it?
this ended last night. These are the new
Yeah.
movies.
Oh,
Friday through
who cares?
Thursday. You don't want to go see Zootopia, Pete?
I've seen it once. That was enough.
Brother, what movie did you see?
I saw what was it? Something with Jude Law in it. Captains of Tomorrow or something?
Oh,
Sky Captain of the World.
yeah.
Yes. I saw that.
Wasn't Angelina Jolie in that?
Yes, she was.
Oh, I can't-
Yeah.
That was the
can't
first
remember.
movie ever cut on Final Cut Pro.
Yeah.
Was it
oh,
really?
wow.
Yeah, that's why I went to see it and was
I only
Oh,
saw it
disappointing.
because she was in it, because that's during the whole time she stayed kind of, I don't know, she was hot.
you mean when she was
I don't
popular?
remember the movie much. I just went with a girl. I don't remember.
Did you make it through the movie?
No.
I could admit the three of us.
you go to the drive.
Hey, listen, the three of
You
us
go to
made
a
a good job.
drive-in,
Okay?
you
No
know.
one, and then we kept our hands to ourselves.
Yeah.
Troll.
Well, actually, Keith and I shared a soda.
No, we didn't. We got separate sodas.
No, remember we got the extra one? And
Oh,
you're like,
sorry, guys. I ordered 3.
yeah, you're like, we could share it. I'm like, okay.
Aw.
I offered it to Pete, but he didn't want it.
Date night.
Yeah.
My question is, did it happen outside the car or inside the car?
How about this? Let me switch tabs here. Boy. I thought we'd have a lot to talk about today. I'm really bummed. Who's
We
looking
managed to
forward
fill an hour and a half.
One thing I do
Nothing.
want to mention.
I saw this, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they'd have them open by now.
One thing I do want to mention, Jude. Jude, I saw Witch last night.
Oh yeah, what'd you think of it?
Scared the shit out of me.
I told you. And wasn't
It
the
was
atmosphere of that movie just insane? Like you get sucked into it. Like it
Yeah.
you get absorbed in
You do.
the whole atmosphere and world. Like it's really it's an intense movie.
Wow. It's a Pilgrim period piece, and the dialogue and everything was so authentic that you get sucked into that time period. And the witch is always in the background. It's not you don't really see her a lot, but you're always thinking about her.
Yeah.
Well,
It's really a
there.
covenant.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a witch, but it's just so funny
Yeah.
that the animal that they have in their pen is actually, portrayed as a demon or Satan or whatever. What was his name? Billy Bob or?
Now I have
Billy.
I have a question. Was the young girl always a witch? Was she?
No,
part of the
they were
entire movie?
trying.
Was
I
she
think what they were
part of
trying
that
to do was
covenant?
they're trying to get her in the covenant. That was the whole idea.
Or the coven.
Coven.
Coven, yeah. A group of witches is called a coven.
Yeah.
Just like a murder
Yeah.
of crows
Yeah.
or a pot of whales.
I like when one of the witches seduced
Yeah.
the kid. That was pretty freaky. Remember the little kid goes into the woods,
Yeah.
he gets lost or whatever, and they start seducing him and stuff. And the poor dad, the
Yeah.
father, I felt so bad for him. I mean, he was just going through hell. I mean, it was just like one thing after another. The poor guy's like, what the hell? And then
He couldn't catch a break.
he couldn't get your break, and then his demise was terrible. We were just like, this poor
Oh.
dude just decided to move his family out of rims of this frontier, Because I forgot why they left the plantation. Because they didn't believe in their religion or something. They said something, or they said something blasphemous.
Yeah. They had religious differences from the rest of the township. That's what I got out of it.
And then
Sometimes
they
it was hard.
banned.
Dialogue. Yeah, I couldn't follow dialogue because it was so. I mean, their accents were very thick, and they were speaking in an old time English. An old time. English type of language, so it was hard to follow sometimes.
But it was one of the most
the
beautifully
language.
shot movies I've seen in a long time. It was just you really felt the world they created. You felt like you were really there, and that's what I liked about the cinematography. Yeah, I don't think it's a movie for everybody. It's definitely a movie that some people, like some movie watchers, were just people who just go to cinema just to be entertained. That's not their type of movie. They totally would not get it. Like, what the fuck is this? But
it's not even a typical horror movie. It's more of a psychological period piece, psychological horror period piece. And I guess at the end of the movie, it says that the director took a lot of inspiration from old texts from the witch trials and journals of that time period.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
would that be considered would that be considered like gothic horror? Right? Would that be considered that genre?
I guess. No, I think like gothic horror. Yeah, gothic time period, but it would. I think a true gothic horror movie. It takes place in Europe. It's got the castles. It's got that type of architecture.
Right.
Yeah, like Dracula and Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I actually, believe it or not, downloaded my free Audible book is Dracula, and I've been listening to it, and it's actually really good. Bram Stoker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It actually came with Frankenstein too. It's 2 books. I tried to listen to Frankenstein, but I couldn't get through it. And then I decided to skip ahead to Dracula.
So I'm looking at the schedule here. Kirkman's on right now, all this Walking Dead stuff at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock here. Archer.
But you liked.
I do like Archer, but I think it's time. The last couple seasons, getting a little tired. There's a cosplay spotlight tonight.
Oh boy!
At 9.
Yeah, dude, right up your alley.
Yeah. So tomorrow they've got the Jurassic Park and Ninja Turtles Comic-Con collectibles. Interesting.
Okay.
Cosmos, DC at Home Day 2. Constantine 15th anniversary reunion. Interview National Geographic Right Stuff. Family Guy panel tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. Bill and Ted at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock our time.
I'm just gonna see it to see it. I have to. It's Bill and Ted. It looks terrible, but
here's one if this is what it is, because you click on it and there's nothing happens. There's no description or anything. But tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pete, Lovecraft Country. I know you're a big H.P. Lovecraft guy. That's what it sounds like.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. I think it's a new show coming out.
Okay. What We Do in the Shadows, Taika Waititi's show. They're the vampire show. Is at 8 p.m. That's pretty much it for tomorrow. What's the cosplay spotlight? What are
no, I'm sorry. Lovecraft Country.
Yeah,
Lovecraft Country. You lost me at the showrunner, J.J. Abrams.
Telling you, Nosferatu is going to take a hold of that.
No, he won't. He won't do Nosferatu.
I'm just teasing you.
Good God, really?
Yeah, J.J. Abrams, Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Who does? Yeah, he does good work, but unfortunately, you teamed him up with J.J. Abrams, so I'm not gonna give it the time of day.
His Twilight Zone's no good. I tried it.
I haven't seen him.
It's no good.
I thought he did sketch comedy. Doesn't he do like?
Yeah, he's better at comedy.
Yeah.
So here's that. I finally found the story. I've been trying to find it like most of the night. That
yes, bringing it full circle.
Knocked down their own stream yesterday. I think that's freaking hilarious. They claim it's bots, but Neon on Clownfish is skeptical, and he thinks it's actually, hired guns that sit there, and they pull the trigger on these things usually right at the stream time or just a little bit into it, and didn't realize they were pulling the plug on their own thing.
That's hilarious.
because it was going through IGN for the Comic-Con, you know. So they're just, I'm sure they're, you know, how can I put this? They're like click farm people.
Yeah.
So they don't know any better. They're just looking for keywords or they're looking for key phrases. And I think a bot would be more aggressive and knock it down before it even went on, you know, because it would have spiders and would go through the algorithms and find keywords. To be like cutting you off in midstream, that seems like a person to me.
Yeah, you know, they wouldn't want to admit that oops, one of their guys messed up.
Right.
So yeah, blame the bots. Blame the bots.
Well, it's easy to do, right?
Yep.
Well, you always blame
Nobody's
technology.
gonna.
Yeah.
Yep.
I watched a lot of this today. Oh my god. I won't even say.
You need to pitch your own idea now, Keith. You need to pitch your own idea and just send it over.
What do you mean pitch my own idea?
Your own Star Trek idea.
They're not going to take my Star Trek.
I would do it anyway.
God.
Just barge in. Say, listen, guys, you're fucking it up. I got something right here that will solve the problem.
Yeah.
I think that's what Seth MacFarlane said to them when they laughed him out of the room.
That's exactly right.
Is that why he created the Orville? So he could do that type of stories?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, he pulled a bender and said, "That's it. I'm going to make my own Star Trek with blackjack and hookers."
That's awesome.
I still haven't seen it. I have to watch that.
It's okay. I watched a few episodes.
Yeah.
Well, here's a new story. I'll put this one up. Not much of a story, but it's a new one. So there it is. World Beyond spinoff has deep connections to Rick Grimes' movie.
I don't think it's a good idea. I think you're going to get the jump the whale. Forget about the shark. It's just, it's like anything. It's beaten to death. And at this point, like a zombie, if the zombie's beaten to death or beaten till obviously it's not, can't move anymore, just give up. It's done.
Mm-hmm. Is this what you were talking about, Jason, with the extra episodes that are going to bridge seasons 10 to 11?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're taking season 10 and they're just expanding it because I guess they can't film yet. So,
right.
But they have enough in the can, though, to release 6 episodes.
So instead of calling it half of season 11, they'll just say it's still season 10. And
correct.
These 6 episodes were probably for season 11. I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, still making money for them. So.
It's a little bit of overexposure, though. I agree with Jude. It's just too much. It's like they have to know when to clamp it down a little bit.
You getting franchise fatigue?
Yeah.
They did that with Star Trek in the 90s. They had the 3 shows and the movies and everything. It was Star Trek all over the place. And you
can't always give what people want. And I think that's the biggest problem. Okay. I get it. People all are obsessed with The Walking Dead, but don't give them everything. Just don't keep feeding it, because then it just seems like it's not genuine that you're creating content. It just seems like we're just going to give them everything because they're going to buy it up. And then it just doesn't become, it just doesn't become interesting anymore.
Capitalism.
It loses the authenticity.
I mean, there's a reason why Star Wars was as popular as it was for a long time, is because everybody was waiting how long for the next movies, and it still held.
Then there were only 3 of them.
And there was only 3 of them.
But that was a different world. Now we live in the world of instant gratification.
Exactly. But I remember even years after, there were still questions like, oh, we got to find out who this is and whether this and that. And this is, we're talking like a decade later, and people are still talking about it. And this is a movie that came out in the 70s. So, I mean, and that's the problem, is that it just loses its luster after a while. You can't just keep dishing out the stuff. It's just too much.
No,
And I think for some people they love it, but I don't think it works for everybody.
No, I hear you. It's but they're gonna keep doing it until it stops making them money. And as soon as it stops making them money, then they'll get rid of it all. It's capitalism, and capitalism wins.
I mean, there's a reason why the Back to the Future movies are still popular to this very day. Okay, and there's only 3 of them.
Well, again, different world.
Right.
You know, I think Edson nailed it on one of our shows when he said that when we were younger and we went to see a movie, when we left, we'd go somewhere, maybe eat or hang out somewhere and talk about the movie, and we'd relive it in our head over and over and over again. Now the kids walk out of the movie and the first thing they do is pull out their phone and look for more entertainment. So, you know, they're constantly needing stimulation. So, you know, we learned to be, we didn't have the internet. You know, we're the last generation of crossovers. Here's some good news.
There is that.
Go ahead, brother.
There is that disposable. Well, there is that disposable aspect of it that we've lost a lot in the last couple decades of how we interact with entertainment and how we assess it.
It's being consumed at a rate never seen before, and it's only going to get worse.
Right. It's accelerated.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do think that the MCU did a good job of it. I will have to say I definitely wanted more after seeing certain movies.
But they have to be careful that they don't fall into the same trap that Star Wars has fallen into.
Whose house did that guy just go by?
I thought somebody had bad gas, but
Oh, sorry, that was the toasted cheese burrito at Taco Bell.
Jeez,
I had a guy with a motorcycle.
that was him.
Motorcycle.
I heard that, yeah. That was great.
My windows are open.
right now the MCU is in.
There you go.
It's going back again. There you go again.
So right now the MCU is in what, phase 4? Really, is that what they call it?
Yeah. Phase 4.
So when you see these titles from these comic books that are sort of, they weren't really big titles, do you think they're just doing like a Guardians? They're just grabbing out and putting it out there because they think it might sell like Guardians?
No. They finalized the deal with Fox so recently. They didn't have the rights to X-Men or Fantastic Four yet when they were planning this out. So no, I think the reason they did is because they don't have many properties left. I mean, Iron Man was not an A-list property in 2008, but they made it work.
It was a risk.
They built a whole universe around a C-list character.
Yeah,
and then Spider-Man came later on.
But that took years of negotiation to get the rights to use him, and they haven't used him right. It's not the right Spider-Man, but that's okay.
I thought it would blossom eventually, but I don't hate that Spider-Man. I feel like he's just not really there yet for some reason. I don't know why. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, they're stuck because they have to alter him to a certain degree.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't mind the last movie with Mysterio, and I actually thought that was pretty good.
Oh, I hated it.
Really?
Oh,
I didn't think it was that bad.
It was terrible.
Did you like it, brother?
I did. I did. I do like the Spider-Man Tom Holland movies. What I really didn't like was Captain Marvel. I thought that was
That was
atrocious.
Marvel.
That was awful.
It was the first Marvel movie where I couldn't wait till it was over.
Me too. I was bored.
It was just bad.
Yeah, it was boring.
Bored tears.
And
Tears.
the character was non-likable. I didn't fucking like her at all.
Right.
I didn't like her at all.
Right.
I thought her character sucked. And I hate how she's so OP in the universe too. And it always pissed me off that she could fly through outer space and just do whatever the fuck she wants. Yet there's all this shit going on planet Earth. And it's like, okay, well, if you're so ultra powerful, where the fuck were you when all this shit was going down? Oh, I was doing something else. Well, what? That doesn't explain anything. Just cut her out of the friggin' MCU. She doesn't have to be there.
Yeah,
Well, she's always been a part of it.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say
in the Marvel universe.
But why did they bring her
depowered
in?
her.
Just so that she could. I even forgot what her role was. She saved Tony Stark and Nebula. pretty much all I remember that her character really
Yeah, and
did.
then she gets punched out of the movie by Thanos at the end.
Yeah.
So
They
here,
bring down
So
Thanos'
unlikable.
ship, and then she gets punched out of the movie.
Yeah.
so Phase 4 is going to be interesting because I don't think they're going to make the money this was even pre-pandemic. I didn't think they're going to make the money that they've been making. Some of these just don't.
I think the Eternals might go somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
It's
think
like
Black Widow is going to be as popular as they think it's going to be.
Well, it kind of sucks when you kill the main character of the movie
That's right.
and then have a prequel movie that doesn't matter anymore.
It's just stupid.
Well, no,
Yeah.
apparently the sister character is going to take over. So,
Well, right.
so you're getting a new Black Widow. Black Widow, the character, will still be around, but you have a new actress playing her.
Right. It just, they should have put this movie out before. This should have come out years ago. They were late to this party. Eternals, I don't know. Whatever. Shang-Chi.
I know. It's like
Spider-Man 3, Thor 4, Doctor Strange 2. And then on TV, you're supposed to get all these. I don't think we'll see any of these until next year at the earliest.
those are going to be the TV shows. Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one I
Loki,
want
Hawkeye, Ms. Marvel. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah.
What if?
I want to see What If.
But that one doesn't. That one's not one that you're gonna have to tie. You're not gonna have to watch that one every week to understand what the hell's going on in the Marvel universe. You got to keep up with Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision. You got to watch every episode if you want to keep up to date on what's going on in the MCU.
This is nuts that they expect you to watch all this stuff.
So it's basically like what they used to do back in the day with the crossovers. You would have to read this comic book to know what happened in this comic book.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going with that theme.
Yeah. But here's the big news, and I'm very happy about this.
Secret Wars.
Paw Patrol is not canceled.
I did hear there was going to be a Secret War movie.
And there's a Paw Patrol movie coming.
Excellent.
Yes.
Did you see something on the Secret Wars movie? I thought there was going to be some.
No, yeah, they own there's not one coming. Basically, they just said that it would be an amazing movie if they did it.
Well, it says
The
here.
Russo brothers.
It says here.
Here we go. Flickering myth.
Endgame directors say that Secret Wars movie would be bigger than the Infinity Saga. Well, you're right. It said would be. So.
Yeah, there's no announcement, and it's just a rumor that they happen to. That's like whenever
You're looking at that.
That's like whenever a
it's not a big story.
here,
I'll put it.
It's like whenever a celebrity says that, hey, I would love to be cast in such and such a movie. They just said something.
I put it in our private chat.
Offhanded, and everybody's running with it.
Yeah. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, same one. Flickering myth. Yeah.
I think it'd be great. I think that would definitely sell. I mean, Secret Wars. I mean, if you were our generation, that was pretty big.
I love that series. Oh yeah.
Well, since they have the X-Men,
I know it's dated.
I think if they were to go that route, there'd be a lot of, I was going to use an expression, but
a lot of what?
What?
A lot of what?
just a lot of middle-aged ejaculation.
Oh, okay.
You made me say it. You made me say it.
Well, if they give you a blue pill with your popcorn, right?
If they came out with that movie,
it's one of those guilty pleasures.
Oh, they dropped the trailer.
It's definitely a guilty pleasure. Yeah, I still love that series. I always will.
Yeah, I mean it's goofy and it was a toy commercial, but it's still fun.
Exactly.
But you know, you got to understand something. Back when we were reading comics, that was a big deal. You know, I mean, I don't know if it reads well now, but I remember my brother and I we went nuts for it, and I think we were getting issues from the tie-ins. You know.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No, that was Secret Wars 2.
Oh yeah, maybe it was Secret Wars 2. They were doing that, right?
But,
I mean, I'd love to see the
he
Hulk.
had the toys too.
We had the toys. You push the legs and their arms just to move or something.
No, that was DC.
Oh, that was DC.
That was
You're
the
right.
superpower. Yeah, the
Secret Wars
Marvel
had the
ones were.
shields, right?
Yep, they had the lenticular
These are
shields. Nope,
Yeah.
that was the DC figures
Yeah, he's right. Those were the DC
by
figures.
Kenner.
That's right. Remember Robin's arm used to be
You
stuck
know what
like
used to
this?
piss me off?
I always felt bad because it looked like he was doing the
Yeah.
Heil Hitler, and he'd move his leg and he'd do the chop.
Dr. Doom,
Yeah,
and he had no cape.
Dr. Doom
Yeah,
when he had no cape,
yeah.
But they had the shields.
and all the paint used to come off him when if you rubbed him to the oils from your fingertips, take all the paint off the characters.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'd love to see those figures now. I know Mom threw them all out, but
eBay, man.
I know.
I got a Spider-Man.
Oh, you do? Spider-Man's
I got a
head was
Spider-Man
really-
from that.
His head was really small for his figure, I remember.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
And they had this shields, and you used to put the I guess you used to read along with the comic, and you put the thing in the shield, and you can sort of, it was like a, what do they call it back then? It was like a hologram.
Lenticular.
Yeah,
It
and
was
turn it and
lenticular.
and you would see an action happen. Something would happen.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. And Captain
So,
America never had his shield. He had a
That's right.
shield that said, "I'm Steve Rogers," but it didn't have one that said that actually was Captain America's shield.
That's right. They would show their who they were with their mask off when you turned it, right?
Yeah. What's
So
this you got, Keith?
I stumbled on this last night actually, and it's worth the watch. Apparently, Shatner and Mike Stocklasa have been going back and forth on Twitter.
Boomer fight.
Boomer fight. Shatner doesn't really understand
Boomer fight.
what
I just
they're doing.
Boomer.
I guess a lot of people told Shatner he should go on their channel and do something. And he went and looked real quick, and he looked at the Nerd Crew, which is a fake podcast they do where they make fun of podcasters who gush over everything and sycophantically clap for stuff. And Shatner didn't get it, and he was like, "That's stupid. Why would I go on that?" And it just kept escalating because every time they tried to say, "No, we do," he misinterpreted everything, and it's really funny. But the best part is at the end, Mike is like, "I just wanted to stop because my hero, Captain Kirk, is just making fun of me on Twitter."
Well,
It's really funny to watch because Shatner really doesn't get it.
Right.
I don't know what, like, it's really funny.
You've seen Red Letter Media, right, brother?
Yeah, I watched them.
Okay.
This is what I told you the other night, Jason. The Plinkett reviews.
A card one.
Yeah, there it is.
What's
I
wrong
have to
with
watch
your
that.
face?
Yeah, it's classic. It's all you need to do. I was actually watching Gary from Nerdrotic this morning, and he said he thinks this is their best work, this one review here.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's ironic because their channel became huge
Off the Star Wars one.
because of the Phantom Menace one that he put out. Where is
I
it?
remember that.
The bottom.
Right
Right at the bottom. Right next to Avatar.
That's episode 2.
Yeah.
This one? It's episode 2.
I don't know.
I don't see it.
Is there a previous? Older post at the bottom. Older posts.
Oh, there it is. Older. There it is. This is the one. And he had done these 4 before. He did the next gen movies. But this is the one that put him on the map.
Yeah.
They're brilliant. They're so much
It
fun.
starts the episode 1 review starts off, and I quote, "Star Wars, the episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is more disappointing than my son. And unlike my son who hung himself in a gas station bathroom, this movie will be around forever." And then it goes from there.
That's how I got hooked in. I remember when you sent it to me, Pete, and I was like, I'm not going to watch a 90-minute review of this. And we were having breakfast, and Christy goes, "Oh, just play the beginning, and then you could say you watched it." I'm like, all right. I heard that line and went, "Oh, this is good."
I think by the third one, he says, Watching Star Trek Episode 3, it's like having being a battered housewife and coming back for more. Something like that.
Yep.
It's true.
I think we all watched Star Wars Episode 3, the Revenge of the Sith, to get it over with.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Rick Berman.
Yeah. No, these are.
What's up with all these Ricks?
They're incredible, and he puts so much time and effort into them. They're brilliant. But at the end, what I love about Picard, at the end of the Picard review, he does a montage of classic Star Trek, and then he juxtaposes it with the new Star Trek.
And
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking, really.
It is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking.
Because it shows like all like the like let's see what's out there, and second star to the right, straight on till morning, and all these like really uplifting and great quotes, and then it shows Ichab with his eye getting sucked out of his head, and
everybody drinking and passing out,
but that was never what Star Trek was all about. In fact, any episode that we've ever watched of Star Trek, there was never any gruesome. I mean, they never went over the top. They always did it sort of.
They've had their share of gross outs, but it was appropriate gross.
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Wrath of Khan has got a pretty good gross out.
I mean, when Khan's face is melting off at the end, and he's trying to get the.
I think
I'm talking about the ears.
Ear.
The
ear thing.
Oh, with the earwig thing, whatever.
The earbuds.
The earwig, but
yeah,
that was pretty scary. When I was a kid, that was pretty horrifying. And I remember, I think my dad took my brother and I to see the third movie, and I remember being freaked out by the ear thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that
Botany Bay.
too.
Botany Bay. Yeah.
We saw 2 in the theater too. Yeah. My dad used to be really. He didn't give a shit whether or not the movie was over the top or rated R. He would drag my brother and I to it just because he didn't want to go to the movie by himself. Because I remember being dragged to a lot of rated R movies. I saw RoboCop, and I was probably only about 8 years old. And I don't know how many other movies we saw. We saw JFK in the theater, okay, when I was a kid.
Nice.
And I remember, I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't want to see this. But there was a few movies in the theater that probably were extremely inappropriate to bring your kid. And I ended up on my dad's lap with my face buried in his shirt. My brother laughing at me. Remember, I used to climb in Dad's lap and freak out.
Good God!
And used to be like, whoop, whoop.
You'd be like this.
Yeah.
I'd watch movies.
But the scariest, believe it or not, the scariest thing I ever saw when I was a kid was an Outer Limits episode of the small little spacecraft that comes down, and it's half ant, half human face. Something Misfits, I think it was called, the episode. And
Xanthi Misfits.
And when the saucer is sitting there and the little trap door comes down and it crawls out, that scared the living shit out of me when I was a kid. I had nightmares for a week over that. And I think they made like buzzy noises too.
I'm just doing another.
So what's up?
I'm just doing another run at headlines. There's nothing new. I think we're
okay.
I think we're out of news for the day here.
Yeah, I tried to watch some of the panels today, and I tried to kind of get through.
Oh wait, here we go.
Some of the stuff, and there wasn't anything interesting.
Yeah,
I watched a Comic-Con cooking show, which pretty much, I guess the idea was that you can cook whatever they were making and then eat it later on as you're watching panels, and I thought that was kind of interesting, but.
I think the panels, the ones I've seen anyway, too much with the actors. Yeah. But can we just have technical people? The people who actually make the show. Why do we got to hear from actors? How about the writers or the producers, director, the cinematographer, things like that? Yeah, the actors are so self-serving, and they're just, oh my God. Like the Star Trek thing, right? They got Alison Pill. She's on Picard. It's her first time in any Star Trek. The first thing she says is, "Oh my God, it's so awesome. I get to swear." Like, we're going in a different direction. I get to swear. I get to say F-bombs. And it's like, okay, that's part of the problem. Like none of them, not one of them said, oh my God, to get a call to audition for Star Trek and be part of this long running historical property. And none of them said that. None of the new people. There's like, oh, it's so much fun blowing shit up, and I get to swear, and it's like, oh my God,
I get to be a badass.
Yeah. It was just, oh my God, I just couldn't. Yeah. I shut it off early. I couldn't stomach it anymore. So here's some new
nice.
Exclusive Star Wars exclusives. Here you go, Jude. This combines your love of Star Wars with video games. Look at that.
Yeah,
it's a mug. How do you drink out of that?
Yeah, why would I want to drink out of that?
Yeah, seriously.
Where's the handle? I don't want to burn my hand on my coffee.
Where do you put your face? Up here?
Where do you put your face?
Where do you put your face?
Yeah, put it right here.
Then they got this thing.
Tiki mugs.
Did you ever see when he talks about the Millennium Falcon? Where he says, where would you, in Red Letter Media, where he says,
oh, yeah.
You put it right here. Uh-huh. And it's the front of the
Trader Vader's. This is Trader Joe's. Wicket W. Warwick's Wistry Village. Fine dining. These are t-shirts. Okay, pass. See what we got here.
Tiki mug.
A Darth Vader tiki mug. That's weird.
Okay.
What's with the Hawaiian theme with Star Wars? Oh, geez, look at this one. These are $150.
I have a Darth Vader shower.
Oh my God,
brother, you love my Darth Vader shower head. You like being bathed in the tears of Darth Vader.
That's like a creepy Easter Island Yoda. Look at that. Like, look at the art on the box. Like,
oh dear.
All right, what do we got here?
Look like him.
Look at Yoda. He's all strung out.
Wasted.
Yeah, he's all strung out. I had too many mojitos, I did.
He kind of looks like Homer Simpson, like green Homer Simpson with big ears.
I am evil.
4 coasters here.
The Chewbacca looks like he's still in mourning over the death of Han Solo.
Or the Christmas special.
Yeah.
Look at they got Yoda drinking out of his own thing there. Where's the Boba Fett tiki mug? I didn't see that. Then down here we got
what is that?
Swizzle sticks.
But you know now somebody's going to be offended that our favorite Star Wars characters are actually getting inebriated.
Oh, right. I'm triggered.
Yeah, I'm triggered. I'm triggered.
Oh no, they're drinking alcohol. Our beloved Star Wars characters.
My 5-year-old kid was a drunk because of your coasters.
So wait a minute.
My 6-year-old raided my liquor cabinet.
This is Boba Fett? It says
Concept Boba Fett.
Concept Boba Fett. There's Mando. That's kind of cool.
$120 for half a Mando.
That's
with all his
$80 for his legs, right?
That's without his bounties being met. He's got full armor on.
That's right. Darth Vader. His head looks like it's on some kind of a
wired.
Yeah, does it turn? Does it turn or something? Or that? Whoa, Clone Wars Anakin.
Yep, that sure is a thing.
Oh, here he is.
Baby
child.
$225.
Half scale statue. Yeah, $225 for a half scale Baby Yoda.
Half scale.
How
big is that?
Well, you figure as a baby, he's probably what 2.5, 3 feet, 2 feet tall, 2.5. So it's probably 18 inches high.
Guaranteed not to get you laid. Put this in your living room.
Here's another Funko Pop. Look at this. Sith.
Wow.
Trooper.
I'll pass.
Look at what's with the face. It looks like the Predator. Look, there's like 2 little tendrils here.
The best thing about this thing is that I don't have to buy it.
But it's only $15, Pete. And it was available.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I can use those $15.
I do have to say,
hey, what's that?
I do have to say, I've always liked the probe droid design.
Me too.
I've always liked it.
Kind of creepy looking. It's got that insect looking thing going on.
I always liked it.
Yeah. That is, it's an ornament for
It's
your
a Christmas
tree.
ornament.
Yeah.
I'd buy that.
Because nothing says Christmas like Star Wars.
I like the probe.
Well, they did have the holiday special. All right, let's see. What's
That's right.
Oh, this is
Baby
Campbell
Yoda the
pin.
pin.
Yeah, okay. It look like 8-bit. Ooh, that's kind of cool. TIE
Imperial
Fighter
Pilot, the statue.
Oops.
Princess Leia, the statue.
Kind of cool.
Spaceballs, the flamethrower.
But
Yeah,
to have this,
look at this one. X-Wing Dagobah ship. All covered in...
You know what the best part about this action figure is? His arm gets sliced off.
What action figure? Oh, you have the
Oh,
Wampa?
boy.
Did you break his arm off?
No.
Wampa, Wampa, Wampa.
You can simulate Luke Skywalker chopping it
chopping
off.
it
Look at the guts inside.
So, yeah.
Wampa,
All right.
Wampa, Wampa.
Not too...
All right, I think we're down to the wire here. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow because there's better be some pretty good damn news.
I know, right?
Or we're going to be talking about action figures and Star Wars cups.
I know. I don't think anything new came out from Eagle Moss yet, right?
When are we going to do the next podcast? Next week?
Tuesday. I made a mistake, actually. I wasn't supposed to post the episode today. It's supposed to be next Friday.
I was saying it's a shame we can't get we can't get my brother in on a podcast, but we'd have to get him in via the internet.
We'd have to figure out, right, and there's no internet there.
Right. And brother, you have to graduate to a better headset.
Yeah, I know.
All right, one last look at news here. Hang on. Because, you know, they are on Pacific time. There's still things happening. But
yeah, that's your collection, right? Did you get those?
Some of them. There's like 200 Star Trek ships.
Hey, I got a question. Where's Alan tonight?
I don't know. Not with
us.
us.
Show? What's going on here, Alan?
I don't know. Where is Alan? Because I send him the links. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is really cool. Hang on, let me just... Silver Surfer.
That's pretty cool.
From Sideshow Collectibles. That is cool. 26 inches
like
tall.
Silver Surfer. I don't know. I mean, I know I just always liked his look.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that cool? It's 26 inches tall, this action figure. That's pretty
It's a figure? It looks like a statue.
Well, statue. You know what I mean?
So because
$630.
Where's his board though?
It's at the bottom.
Where's his board? Oh,
He's standing on it.
So I got a question.
there he is.
He's coming through like a cosmic gateway or
They
something.
can't use Silver Surfer because it's part of the Fantastic Four, right?
They own Fox, dude.
They own Fox
They
now.
can do whatever they want with them now.
Because Silver Surfer
cool.
would be awesome if they would tie a lot of stuff in.
Yeah, well,
the next big battle probably be Galactus.
That's what I was.
Which is Silver Surfer, right?
Yeah.
We lost Keith again.
We lost Keith again.
You know what? He keeps hitting the wrong button when he gets off the browser.
I did it again.
Yeah, you keep it.
Yeah.
Silver
I agree with Pete. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, if Silver Surfer appears in the next movie, you know what's coming then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they'll bring him in eventually because when they were planning out Phase 4 and probably Phase 5, they didn't own the X-Men, they didn't own the Fantastic Four. They probably didn't even know what was going on with Spider-Man, so they planned accordingly.
Right.
And now that they own everything, I'm sure that those plans went right out the window, and they're going to bring them in as however they see fit. But they've already got Phase 4 planned out.
Yeah. Until it stops making money. If it starts taking on water, they will quickly run the Fantastic Four, the X-Men out.
I would love to see a great Fantastic Four movie. That would be awesome.
I know, me too.
I mean, that would just be icing on the cake.
You've seen The Incredibles.
Yeah.
The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four movie ever made.
Yeah, it's true.
So we
There's
should,
5 of them.
speaking of people who are in the industry, would Cups ever feel comfortable coming on?
Yeah, I could invite him. Got to guarantee him a bit of an audience, though. But yeah. Well, no, I mean, we get an audience, but everyone watches these things after the fact. 50 views on the 2 streams on Facebook after the fact.
Yeah.
He's going to put it. People wake up in the morning and watch it over breakfast. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, here's a Wolverine from the same company there, Pete.
Oh, Mayfax.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at this.
Cool.
Look at this.
Between Mayfax and SH Figure Arts, though, they do some really good stuff. I've got a whole bunch of the SH Monster Arts Godzillas, which are really posable.
That's cool.
More
I like that
posable
they
than
put
the
him in
actual character.
I like that they put him in the brown, not the striped yellow striped one.
You know
that's my favorite suit.
This is the one I grew up. He was wearing this mostly in the 80s.
that's my favorite
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah. Very cool.
So Crackle is a free movie
Mhm.
app channel, whatever,
Mhm.
and they're doing. If you go on there, they're doing a huge Godzilla. They got like 5 or 6 films up there, and they're
Oh, really?
yeah. I watched one of them, which I never saw, and it wasn't good, but and then Crackle Godzilla movies.
Oh, these are interesting.
But yeah, you could watch Godzilla versus King
Ghidorah.
Ghidorah,
Nice.
which I don't know if that's the one I saw.
Yeah, that one wasn't all that. Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great. I'm not a big fan of the ones from the 90s, unfortunately. They're just lacking something.
Yeah, they have.
I love the designs of the monsters, but unfortunately the movies themselves are kind of lackluster.
Yeah, but they're free. So they have Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, Godzilla versus Destroya,
Here, I'll
Yep.
Godzilla versus Mecha.
share your screen,
Godzilla.
dude. Share your screen.
All right, hold on. How do I do that?
Are these
the bottom.
action figures off of metal?
Yeah, I was just gonna. Yeah, these are from that Dark Knight's Metal.
Yeah.
What do
They're
you-
from McFarlane. We were just talking about that earlier. That crummy series.
How do I screen share here?
So let's see.
At the very bottom. Just at the share
Oh.
screen.
Can
Yeah.
I do it with you already screen sharing?
Try it. If not, I'll just kill mine and then
Okay. Share.
there we go.
Yeah, so this is Crackle's list of Godzilla movies.
We got King Ghidorah, Space Godzilla, Destroyer, Mecha Godzilla 3 versus Mothra of Godzilla 2000. Ugh, Godzilla 2000. And GMK is pretty good.
So which one out of all these would you watch? Because I'd like to watch one. I tried to get through one of these and I couldn't. I was like, oh my god.
They're
this is
tough.
bad.
Yeah.
I'd watch GMK.
Is it a cartoon version or is it?
No. Actually, there is one. There's Netflix has got 3 Godzilla animes, but they are boring. But no, GMK is kind of a fantasy one where basically Godzilla comes back. It turns out that the reason why Godzilla is immortal is he's possessed by the Japanese war dead, and they're upset, and basically they're taking out their vengeance on the government that sent them to die. And the other monsters exist because they are gods, and they at one point just tried to destroy Japan but failed, and their punishment is that they now have to guard Japan. And they all basically get their asses handed to them by Godzilla. Godzilla's got these white eyes, no pupils, because he's possessed. And that one's a pretty interesting take on it. I'd watch that one.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat. Like Crackle's actually not that bad. They do play ads sometimes in between the movies, but they
Sure.
They have some really great 80s fighting movies like Bloodsport and Kickboxer. And my brother and I, we grew up watching Kickboxer, and there's just some scenes in that movie that are just super memorable. Is he as best as me?
I just stumbled on this. Have you been reading this, Jason, at all? Dan Slott's run of Fantastic Four?
I haven't. No.
It's not good.
No, I haven't.
It's
I really,
not good.
No.
No, I was so disappointed because I liked his Spider-Man for the most part, and then they finally they mothballed Fantastic Four back when that movie came out a few years back because they didn't want to be tied to it, so they got rid of the comic book and they waited like 4 years, and they bring it back.
Yeah.
Give it to Dan Slott, and he writes lighthearted, kind of goofy stuff, so I thought it'd be a perfect tone. It's horrible, and now I see that he's gonna let their kids, because they have the 2 kids now, Franklin and Valerie. They're gonna take over the book. Like, oh God, I'm glad I bailed when I did. Like, who wants to read that?
I mean, I loved his Silver Surfer and his
his Silver Surfer was his Silver Surfer was fun with the girl there, the regular girl. Yeah, wasn't it fun? Dawn, was that her name?
Yeah,
Dawn? Yeah.
Dawn. Yeah, the polka dots.
Yeah, that was fun. So yeah, he couldn't have bored me more with this.
Sometimes creators and certain properties, they just don't mesh, Yeah. You might have a great writer, but when you put them on a specific book, like when they put Matt Fraction on Fantastic Four, it didn't really work either. It's just the sensibilities don't mesh.
Right.
And that's no fault. That just happens. The chemistry's not there.
Right. Conversely, like Chip Zdarsky, I'm not a big Chip Zdarsky guy, but he's on Daredevil right now, and he fits the book perfectly. He's actually telling a really good story. Yeah.
Exactly.
Everything else I've read from him has been,
I agree. Sometimes there's that perfect marriage of creator and creation.
And character.
Creator and property.
Yep.
Character, yeah.
Yeah. I just saw something else here. Now oh, here we go. Everything coming to Amazon Prime. 310 to Yuma. That's good.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I heard it's good.
Oh, it's very good. It's a remake, and it's still up. Top Gun. Let's see. TV shows. Beverly Hills Billies. Yeah.
It's easy for you to say.
Yes, it is. I'll do it again. Beverly Hills Billies.
Has anybody seen Black Lightning?
No, those CW shows. I liked Arrow seasons 1 and 2, and then it started to slip.
Yeah.
Flash was good for about 2 seasons. The problem, they're all the same. Like, they're basically the same show. They have a superhero who has a bunch of friends and sit at a computer center and tell them what to do.
Yeah, like a CSI.
And there's a bad romance in there, and someone's got to be gay. And it's just they're all the same show. They're cookie cutter, and like Paul Kupperberg says, those shows are fine, but I'm not a 16-year-old girl. I'd have to.
And everybody looks so pretty on them too. Even when they're beat up, they look pretty.
Yeah, that's what.
They're all airbrushed. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like they have like makeup. Like tons of like makeup caked on their face,
and they're not the best actors. Like they all came from like Glee and stuff.
Yeah,
so they're not strong actors. So the melodrama is it's like it's primetime superhero soap opera.
Yeah,
it really
so
is. Yeah.
I didn't even bother with Black Lightning because he fits into that same universe, and I'm just like, I'm tired of these shows, man.
I've always seen ads for it, but I never watched it, so I was just curious.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like all the other ones, Sure, they're just.
I didn't mind the Marvel ones. I mean, the Luke Cage was. Luke Cage.
I missed those.
Was okay.
Daredevil was great.
Daredevil was the best one.
Daredevil was awesome.
I did watch the Iron Fist.
Really
It wasn't great, but it was okay.
Oh,
yeah,
bad.
it hurt. But I would say the other one. What's the
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones was pretty strong, and it went for like 3 or 4 seasons, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
The only one that was really not good was Iron Fist, and that really broke my heart because I love Iron Fist.
I know.
So,
I think that the missed opportunities, they should have just paired those two up right out of the gate. Power Man and Iron Fist.
Yeah.
You know, you start stretching it out like that. Yeah, it's too much filler. I mean, how can you? Those are they're all street level superheroes, and there's only so much you can do. They're all running around the same little Hell's Kitchen neighborhood. You know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I'm surprised they canceled it as early as they did.
I know, because Daredevil was so strong.
Well, they canceled it because
D'Onofrio?
No, they canceled it because DC launched Disney Plus, so they took their property back. That's why they took it away from Netflix, and so they had to cancel them all.
Because I heard they brought the Punisher into Daredevil, and the guy from Walking Dead, Shane, right? I don't know the actor's name. And he played a very strong Punisher, from what you told me, brother.
Yeah, he was
great.
Good. They gave him his own show too.
Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's pretty decent.
Did they cancel it?
Yeah, because Marvel owns the Marvel took it all back.
Wow, that's fast. Wow, that sucks.
They took it away. So
it's a shame. They should find some way to incorporate those characters into the MCU.
I heard recently that they're pretty sure that they're going to offer Charlie Cox the role of Daredevil back.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
awesome.
He was really good.
Who played the Kingpin?
That was one of the best.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
Hey, Joker. He was amazing.
It only lasted 3
Played
seasons, right?
Kingpin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season
third season was good.
Wasn't the third season amazing? It was so good. Second season, I thought, was the weakest of the three. I thought the Elektra stuff was terrible, and like they had no chemistry together.
Yeah.
And they had that one episode where they were on a date for the whole episode. It was like, oh my God, it was bad. Like the stuff with the hand was cool. And I love what's her name, the night nurse, Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Elektra, it didn't work. It was just they had nothing. You didn't buy for a second that they were into each other. So it just plotted. Whenever they were together, the whole thing grinded to a halt. But in Kingpin,
that was a misstep.
Yeah, and bringing Kingpin back in season 3 is what really helped. Because I love how he's always 2 steps ahead of Daredevil. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess we should.
And he had a great chemistry, So.
Oh yeah, D'Onofrio was so good as Kingpin, man. If you get a chance to watch them, Jude, they're still on Netflix.
I watched some of the Daredevil. I watched actually a little bit of each show, and I just never finished them.
The second episode of season 1 of Daredevil has the most epic fight. It's one take. He fights for like 7 minutes.
That's where they're fighting up
in the hallway.
Yeah.
It was so good. That was like an old Hong Kong kind of.
My brother and I, when he was here last Christmas? When my brother was here for last Christmas, we actually sat and watched the whole season 1 of Titans, and it was really, really, really good. We loved it.
I hear it's pretty good. I hear Doom Patrol is good too.
Yeah, and you're working on the second season right now, right, Jay?
I finished it.
Was it as good as the first?
It's not as good as the first. No. It's not as good as the first. It has some missteps too, just like Daredevil season 2. A lot of missteps. I mean, the Deathstroke's great. The guy, I forget his name, Isai. I forget his last name. He played La Bamba. He played his brother. I can't remember the actor's name. Isai Morales, I think his name is. But he played a great Terminator. Deathstroke Terminator.
Sure.
Oh, Jude, I just noticed that Snyder Cut thing you posted. I thought it was something coming up tomorrow or something.
Well, the panel's tonight, I think, the Schneider panel.
It is.
Yeah. I posted it right before. That was posted like 3-4 days ago.
Okay. I didn't realize it was a video of him being interviewed by Grace Randolph. So
yes.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
I
actually really good.
am curious. I'm really curious about the Justice League recut.
He's really playing it up. He really is. I think
He's going to seize
he
an
got me
opportunity.
excited. He got me excited when I watched that. My brother doesn't have Facebook, but I'll send him the link. He got me excited because it does sound like it's promising, even though I know the special effects blow the biggest ass. But if the story is good, who cares, right?
Right. Here, Jason, I put the link. The link's in the private chat. You can copy it if you want.
Cool.
I got to watch this after.
Yeah, it's just an interview with him talking about what he can talk about.
Right. I think he's excited because the thing tanked, so he's got a clean slate to come back in now, and he can't make it any worse, right?
No, and it sounds like they definitely are putting some time into it. It's not like they're just being lazy about it, which is
no, their HBO Max is smart. They want subscribers. They want to make money. They're gonna, yeah.
They're not just trying to just be like, I'll just throw something out there.
No, they're gonna get behind it. So yeah, very cool. All right, well, 2.5 hours.
That's the longest we've done. I think 2 hours was the first one.
I thought we'd be on this long, but I thought we'd be on this long, like, because there'd be so much shit flying at us, we wouldn't be able to keep up. But
I'll be honest, it seems like this whole Comic-Con thing's a bust a little bit.
Like they overhyped it. Yeah, it's kind of sad. And New York's going to go the same way. Although, by October, people might have a better idea on timelines, than July.
I just don't think there's enough content to really be hyped about anything.
Well, like we said, they can't hype anything if they don't know they can make it or when they're going to get back out to be able to shoot it. So, yeah, I think October, New York Comic-Con, they might have a lot more actual concrete.
They'll probably have a lot more to say then.
Right. They'll know, okay, we're going to, maybe they'll already be back to work by October. So,
well, hopefully everybody will be back to work by October.
Oh God.
Yeah. But
my biggest client's telling me January, so I don't know how I'll be homeless by January. So I don't know. We'll see. But all right.
We'll have.
Thank you for joining us.
I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at a 50th birthday party, but I'll hop on. So,
and brother, you're more than welcome.
Edson will be with me, so Edson will be on too.
I would exchange if you can make it tomorrow, brother. If you want, you can exchange emails with Keith or Pete, and they'll send you the link. If I don't,
right?
That's if you want to come on tomorrow, brother.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm at home. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah,
I might be available tomorrow. I don't know yet.
All right. We shall see, and even if it's
Thanks
short,
for inviting me.
Always welcome, my friend. You are now an official pizza topping.
We gotta go to our website. We gotta get them into the website.
That's right.
I want to be anchovies.
No, you
got it.
Salty.
All our names should be toppings. I should change like the shitty sausage or something.
That's not a San Diego topping.
Dude, you could be shitty pepperoni and
yeah. What would be a San Diego topping? That's not a San Diego topping.
pineapple.
That's what I was gonna say, but you should be the pineapple.
Or broccoli,
Yeah.
Spinach.
Broccoli, chicken, barbecue chicken.
Yeah, there you go. All right. And if you guys are still bored, I highly recommend. It started half an hour ago, I think. Friday Night Tights on YouTube. Let me see. Let me just see. Is this the active tab? You can see me typing. Just change to YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yep. Friday Night Tights.
You gotta wait for the ad.
I'll just skip it. So these guys are awesome.
Oh, look at that guy's beard. I want a beard like that.
Gary from Nerdrotic. And yeah, these guys are really, really good. They're plugged in. They've got the guy from Midnight's Edge is on here. Doomcock's on here once in a while.
How many people are watching them?
About 5,000 every Friday. Right now, 4,005. So
See, that's what I was talking about with the YouTube.
No, I know. I get the super.
Everybody on the side there, and you can get super chats and.
Well, Gary uses exactly what we're using, except he pays for it so he can brand it to look like what he wants.
Right.
We don't have an audience big enough yet
we
doing that.
Can't get our room to crawl like that.
Yeah. So right. We need 1,000 subscribers to get to do this. So
we only have what 100, and no one watching our stream.
We have 100 on like Facebook and Twitter, but we have 2 on our YouTube. So, but the YouTube's only like 2 weeks old. So we got to work on all of that. But eventually, we just got to keep putting shit out there. And like, it's amazing. Like Pete and I have been watching. We're still at 71, but yesterday after we signed off, it just went nuts. So
yeah, we
had 48 on Wednesday. And here we are 2 days later, 71. So, for something new, it's growing quickly. So it's all this content. So I gotta swing a chair for you. You were right. The live streaming thing is valuable, even with a small audience.
Yeah,
because they keep seeing stuff popping up. So I'm wondering, even after the con, if we should do a live stream once a week, every 2 weeks. Just hop on and do something. Because it'll just put videos out there. So, and Gary likes to say, because a lot of people ask him, I want to get started, and he said doing streams on YouTube is more valuable than posting videos. So
that's what I thought. I assumed.
Yeah,
but a lot of these people, what they do is they do multi. They when they go out in a stream, it's on Twitch, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook.
And we can do that too. If we paid for this, we could put it to everything.
Yeah, that's how you get all the brand out there, and,
right?
To all the platforms,
right? But $240 for the year, and we don't for what we don't. We're not monetized, and we got a ways to go. But
look at this guy.
But they do this every Friday night, and these guys go for 6-7 hours every Friday. So. And sometimes a guy will leave and then they come back like 2 hours later and jump back in again. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, no, but it's good. And you get a lot of info. So they're very entertaining. So I'll probably, they have Cecil on. Cecil is on. He's got the black Spider-Man there up in the corner. He's the guy.
He's wearing a fucking mask.
He's the guy that got Dynamite to bend a knee to the cancel culture. Because of him, because he was doing that variant cover for Vampirella. He was doing a fundraiser where he would put himself on the cover with Red Sonja and Vampirella, and the SJW crowd went nuts and attacked Dynamite. So, yeah. Why is he showing Spider-Man's butt? I gotta go listen to it. So
Spider-Man, it's
Venom.
Spider booty.
Venom's ass.
Venom.
I don't know why I almost said Spawn's ass.
That's tall because he just put his beer bottle next to it, and it's like 6 inches taller than the beer bottle, so it's like 18 inches tall. That's pretty cool.
And 4 of that is ass.
I wonder if they put nipples on.
What time is it in California right now?
5:30.
Subtract 3 hours.
So he's not.
There you go, Jude. Look, G.I. Joe.
I already have that. I got the VIP edition of that.
Yeah, you do. You showed that the other night.
So you're how far is LA from San Diego? Only an hour, right?
About 2.
2 hours by 2 hours by car.
Yeah.
Well, then you got to factor in the 405 traffic, so it's more like 4.
Yeah. Keith goes out there almost God knows how many times a year because his daughter is out in LA.
9 or 10 times a year I'm out there.
Yep.
So
it's a long drive.
Yeah. We had plans to go to San Diego
But anywho.
All right, Pete. You want to check out?
So they're talking about cancel.
Well, I'm starting to get a little itchy because I got to pee.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, you can. Yeah.
So they're covering Star Trek as a platform,
No. I'm
comic cancel culture, Marvel's MCU, and Disney Star Wars rumors. Good stuff tonight on this. So
all right.
I think I'll make tomorrow's at like 7. Is that better?
I might be
Seven
right. I
works.
don't know. I'll keep you guys informed.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right,
Sounds good.
Good to
guys.
see you guys.
Brother, I'll see you tomorrow.
Excellent.
Thanks for watching.
Adios.
Thanks a lot.
Ciao.
Adios.